Yeah.
All right. It's Sunday.
It is. That it is.
Official.
It is officially Sunday.
It's time to pillage.
It's March, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn, what's that about, man? That month flew by, right? Yeah. What's up, chat? Look at that, man. All the early birds in the house. Raider Ben, Raider Rue, Don Day, Raider Rich, our boy Vincent, Raider Nug.
And to those of you joining us for the first time,
Shout out Noe.
stay tuned. We're about to get started right now. Just getting comfortable. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's right. Vinny getting re-upped again, man. Getting reintroduced again.
Those slow weeks are about to come to an end. We got the combine wrapped up. We got free agency on the horizon and the draft right after that. We got mini camps. We got training camps, OTAs, all the good stuff. It's about to go down.
Oh, it's about to get real interesting here.
Hopefully we find out some real news in regards to our quarterback situation.
It's about to get real nasty up in here.
Whatever it is, I'm go Raiders, no matter what. All right.
Despite the confusion
Yeah.
that's out there.
Our new format.
Shit.
Pinche payaso.
Hashtag payaso.
Hashtag payaso. All right. You guys about ready to do this?
Yeah, boy.
That's
All
right.
right. Let me make sure we got everything going here. Looking good. Looking pretty good. All right, cool. Oh. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, proud member of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network, companion podcast to PJ4F.com, the #1 podcast in Raider Nation. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. This episode is brought to you by DC4L Custom Tees. Check them out at DC4LCustomTees.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Stapler. Bobby, Che, what you sipping on?
Oh, chelas. Hey, chat. If you're with me, crack one too, man. This was beautiful. So this brew, we're going back to one of our favorite breweries, the Belching Beaver Brewery, man. Okay, they released this Mosaic Double IPA, and I just so happened to catch it. And it's gonna blend into the background, but I just so happened to catch it on
Hit him with that background.
I got the background right.
Yeah.
It's up.
You got that?
You see it?
You got that?
Yeah.
You got it?
I'm like, what's going on over here? What I do wrong?
You know me. I'll walk around like this.
No, so this is that Mosaic. It's got a green label, so it's gonna blend into the back, but that's all good.
Video animation sold separately.
Yeah.
You want to try this?
Sure. This is the first time we're trying this. I haven't had this before, much like a lot of the beers that we get. So let's see. I was in the grocery outlet and I saw this bad boy staring at me. I was like, "Oh, Belching Beaver, I missed you. I've missed you being in my life. Let me see what you got today." So I grabbed two. Funny story. I grabbed 2 4-packs, 2 different Belching Beaver beers. But my pops had other ideas and gaffled some. So I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go grab some other ones." But we'll talk about those later.
That's
Let's
sweet.
give this a taste.
That's sweet. Pineapple.
Yeah, you could definitely taste that pineapple, man.
Oh yeah, that's there.
And it's crazy because as the one thing I learned is that the Mosaic hops apparently are supposed to be some of the more danky hops. And this is actually pretty damn smooth.
It is pretty smooth, right?
And it's a double IPA.
This is a double IPA. It's also 8.8 on the ABV.
Yeah. It's boozy. You can taste it.
So watch yourself.
You can taste it.
But as described by your boy Bobby and your boy Kenny over here, this is showcasing pineapple, citrus, passion fruit, and grapefruit. Yeah, and it's got those mosaic hops in there. So, hey man, shout out to Belching Beaver. They never do me wrong. I'm always liking what they got. Of course, you guys already know one of our favorites is that peanut butter milk stout.
Yeah. But drink that pineapple juice, fellas. The ladies like it. They appreciate that. Yeah, already out of pocket. Already
out of pocket. Dude.
All right, you guys can follow us on Twitter at Pillaging Pod, at Kenny Stapler, at Che_PJ4F, at Bobby Wasabi 4080, at Kane MT6, and of course at CNPodNet. If you're feeling generous and you're in the chat right now, you can hit that little $sign and send us some cash. And buy Che a beer, buy Bobby a beer.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Buy me something. Nah. Everything goes right back into the podcast, so we do appreciate it. And of course, if you're listening over audio and you you feeling good, PayPal.me/PJ4F. Send us $1. Any little thing counts. All we ask for is $1 per episode. If you got it. If not, tune it in. Hey, do that. If you want to help us, but you ain't got the cash to do so, and I feel your pain, please share the show. Let your friends know.
There you go.
That's right.
Copy the link, put it out there on your Twitter, on your Instagram, on your Facebook. Spread the word, spread the love. You know what I mean? Sharing is caring. We appreciate you.
That's true.
OneNationFanwear.com. You got to check them out. Just when Johnny is about to release some new designs and bring back some older designs. So check for him. He's actually doing some big things for Lego right now, designing some Lego figures. So Johnny doing the legit stuff as well as Pillaging with us. Also, the brand new Pillaging Just for Fun hat is out. So you can order that at OneNationFanwear.com. It is very much like this Proudly Hated, the classic script font, but it does say Pillaging on it. So pillagers represent your pillaging in style. These, I gotta say, I was not a fan of snapbacks. The only snapbacks I've really tried on is the new eras. So yeah. I was wary when he sent these. This is the most comfortable hat I own. I don't even wear my new era caps anymore. I'm always wearing this hat.
Well, not only that too, but also the bill right here, like under it, it's gray. It's not your standard like green, like a normal hat.
That's right. And it's a shorter bill, and the hat doesn't go up super high, so it's a low profile. It's nice. I like it. Fits my lid really well. Make sure you check out RaiderRamble.com. They're putting out a lot of content these days, a lot of great stuff. And, of course, BlackHoleBanter.com. If you want some more quality podcasts, you can go over there as well. More on that later. Tonight's show, we got your quick hits for you. Yes, Raiders news from around the week. The slow news period is starting to come to an end, okay? So we got some news bits for you from the Combine. Mike Mayock was on the podium, and we'll be covering that as well. As the GROAT segment, yes, we are ranking our final bracket this week. It is the greatest Raiders playmakers on defense and then some. This was sort of the catch-all bracket. This was the last bracket, so a lot of names that didn't fit elsewhere ended up here. We even have, I think, Don Mosbar in there. We called an audible last week and added him in. Yep. Raider Roo still lobbying for Van McElroy, so maybe that's a conversation we have to have tonight.
Maybe.
See if we can fit him in there. Again, I've been tweeting out these brackets every week, and people just do not get it. Well, these are our final of 4 brackets. How are you not going to have Tim Brown in there?
Hit him with that. Hit him with that.
Brown.
Who's that?
Brown.
Yo, Brown is in there, man. Brown, we ranked Brown last week. Howie Long is in there. All those guys are in there, man.
Y'all sleeping, man. Y'all sleeping and shit.
Raider Roo, thanks for the $5, man. And hey, just for that, Van McElroy.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you bribe us to get a name on the list right there.
It's like Candyman, dog. You got to say it 3 times, bro. McElroy's going to pop out of nowhere.
And of course, at the end of the show, we'll have your phone call. So hopefully we'll have Kane on to discuss the GROAT bracket. It's been really good. Having him on, having his perspective on. So don't see him in the chat just yet, but I would expect he's going to be showing up anytime soon here. So, without further ado, let's get into the heart of this stuff.
Yeah.
You ready? Yeah. Raiders sell off Henderson headquarters real estate for 30 times its original price. The Raiders have sold off the land slated for their new practice facility just 2 years after the purchase. The land was originally purchased for $8.25 million in February of 2018 and was recently sold off for a whopping $191 million. That's how you flip a house. Yeah.
That's it.
The Raiders are not relocating. Rather, they will be leasing the land back from the buyer. People are wondering, what's the reason for this transaction? The Raiders have liquidated their assets at 30 times the original purchase price. That's why. The cash they've acquired from the buyback will certainly go towards the $75 million estimated to complete the facility, as well as other operating costs. Buybacks such as this one have been increasingly popular throughout the country, including Nevada. Notable casinos such as Caesars have done similar deals as of late. This is a great, savvy business move by Bourdain and the Raiders.
Hell yeah, man. How you gonna knock them for figuring out how to 30 times their money, get 30 times back what they paid for? I mean, that's just a businessman right there.
Yeah.
And that, you know what, man? The NFL is filled with businessmen. It feels good to see that our franchise is finally becoming that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mark Bourdain's a smart cookie. He's been with the organization for a while. He's risen to team president for good reason. And we got nothing but love for Bourdain. Shout out to Mark Bourdain.
Yeah, shout out.
How he feels about us, maybe a different story, maybe. But Mark, you're cool, man. Both Marks, man. I think Mark Davis is a lot smarter than people think he is. It's just a look, man. I got a lot of respect for Mark Davis.
Hey, that's all right, man. As long as my guy is putting attention into what matters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He don't care about his hair. He don't care about his style. He cares about this team.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he even said it himself. It's like he's gonna bring in people that know what they're doing. He's not just gonna go ahead and start, making a bunch of calls and assuming that he knows what he's doing and having yes men around him.
And look at, man, there's debate. You could debate about the coaching changes and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of people are still not completely on board with John Gruden, but you can see that the guy is doing what he thinks will help this franchise advance, right? He's trying to take the steps to make this franchise advance. You cannot be mad at your owner for trying to make things better.
No.
Come on. Okay.
And Raider Rue makes a good point too. Cash in hand, some liquid assets could help with some signing bonuses and free agency as well. So
this is true.
Great point. Great point. Did not make that point. Raider Rue made it for y'all, and he gets credit where credit's deserved.
This is why you should tune in to the live show so you can catch all that good information that gets thrown out there in the chat, man. We got some smart people in the chat.
And while we're at it too, Raider Nug 209, Vincent Lobstein, he's always here. He recently suspended from Twitter. I'm not going to ask any questions, but he's got the new handle, so make sure you seek him out and follow him. He's trying to get his little Twitter village back together, and we want to help him do so because Vince is a cool ass dude. Let's move on, man. The rest of the segment's really all about Mike Mayock and his comments over the weekend, so let's keep it pushing. Mike Mayock on Derek Carr. He says, I'm very happy with Derek Carr. What I've told everybody I've been in touch with since the day I took this job is we're going to evaluate every position every year, and if we can get better, we will. Guys get tired of me saying, but that's really what I told Mark Davis before I took the job, and that's my mantra. So here's the deal, right? Pause. You doing okay over there?
Mm-hmm. Okay. No. Okay. I didn't hear the sound though. I don't know what happened with that, but
all right,
we'll figure it out.
Anyway, so a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, obviously about Derek Carr since last season stopped, and now we're in the off season. We have yet to hear Mike or John say Derek is their guy. So what's going on? Mike and John have been very apologetic about Derek Carr. I'm not saying they're talking bad about him. They're actually talking him up quite a bit, which they should. They're doing two things, really. It depends on what you want, how you want to look at this. For one thing, it's a business tactic. They're pricing up their goods, right? If they're looking to seek a trade, they're definitely not throwing this guy under the bus. They want to get as much as they can for him.
It's a mistake, man. If you do that.
And if not, or if they are and that falls through, you're hedging your bets as well. Derek Carr comes back next year. I think as much as Mike and John would like to upgrade this position over the offseason, I think they also see Derek Carr as a capable starter in this league, which he is. We've given him a lot a lot of criticism here in the last season, but Derek Carr can run an offense, can manage an offense. Don't get it twisted. We said we'd be critical of Carr. Do we hate the guy? No. I mean, he's a lot better option than what we've had of late. But if he comes back into the fold next year, you don't want this guy at quarterback thinking you've been dogging me out all offseason.
Well, maybe you do though.
Maybe you do,
because maybe you can manifest that into some production on the field. You can be like, okay, you guys were hating on me. You guys thought you could do better than me. Well, let me show you what I can do, right? Like that's what I'm hoping. And I said this. I put this take out there a while back. I said I want Derek Carr to fucking prove us wrong and be like, fuck you, Pillaging Podcast. Okay, like I really do want that to happen, because that just means we're getting the best possibility for this franchise, which means we don't have to move on from a quarterback, and he's successful. Okay, the only reason why we're fucking angry and why we've been critical is because we don't want to see more of the same, dog. We don't want to see more of the same. We want to see a guy that's fired up. And I've talked about his fandom for Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe. But where's that fucking Mamba mentality? Kobe would take all this fucking shit that everyone's talking and be like, okay, all right, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So I hope that's what he plans on doing. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're doing a good job handling the situation with kid gloves. They're doing their best. I mean, you're hearing one report that, he's going to be back in 2020. You're hearing other reports that he's being heavily shopped out there. You got Mike and John saying they're not shopping him. What does it all mean? I think if they got the deal that they want, they're going to pull the trigger on that. And I'm thinking they're looking for a mid to high second rounder or more. And that's a tough sell. But you also look at, what Miami trade for Rosen last year, where they trade like a second and a fifth or something like that. So, and that's Josh Rosen. So that's setting a bar there. Now, these markets fluctuate all the time, and it's a tough market this year because you have some capable quarterbacks in free agency. You have some good quarterbacks, looks like, coming out in the draft. The draft is stacked towards linebacker, wide receiver, quarterback. So it's a tough sell because there's a lot of options out there. It's not like it's a desert out there this offseason. So, that drives the stock down, as you would imagine. But I think they're just sitting and they're waiting to see what happens, to see how desperate teams get as we get closer to the draft. Who knows what it all means until, the Raiders take the field next year. So, would we be disappointed if Carr's our quarterback next season? That all depends on the play on the field. We've seen Carr be able to get it done, but we've also seen the fight just dry up inside of him, in the middle of football games. So, I'd love to see this fresh start with a reinvigorated Derek Carr. I just want to see the Raiders win football games. That's all I want to see.
That's it.
That's all I'm asking for.
Winning solves it all, bro. Okay? Winning, you go out there, you win, you perform, you exceed expectations, and all of a sudden all the talk, all the chatter goes away. That's what we want. We want somebody that goes out there, is fucking angry, and wants to prove people wrong, and does it. Yeah. Follows through with it.
Yeah. It's like that old saying is like, the only reason why we're mad is because we know you can do better.
It's even more so than that. It's even more than that. The only reason why we're fucking mad is because we care. you know what I mean? Like, honestly, Derek Carr, if we didn't like you, if we hated you, we would probably not even say anything about you.
It's true.
You know what I mean? We're fucking mad because our expectations of you were fucking way up here.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel like,
and he's shown that he can be up there.
And we know, and we see that your ability, your talents are actually there and they're capable, but we get frustrated with you not using them consistently.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing we're fucking upset about.
That's true.
Let's be honest about it.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Mike Mayock keeps talking at the podium. He talks about Josh Jacobs in the receiving game this year. Now, something we've lightly touched on, and we weren't being very critical of this because we feel like it's a progressional thing. But he was asked about Josh Jacobs' lack of involvement in the passing game last year because Jacobs has shown that he can catch the ball and run with it. And so Mike Mayock was questioned about that. He said in John's system, the running back has tremendous responsibilities in pass protection. In his first year, the organization focused mostly on JJ in phase one, mainly as a pure runner. In year two, they're looking for JJ to become more of a factor in the passing game. To do so, Josh is going to have to maximize his potential in pass protection. Now, does anybody have any doubts that he can do that? I don't think so. This kid plays tough, plays nasty with a chip on his shoulder. I think he can. I think they're just basically getting him in the pool slowly.
Yeah.
You want to develop this guy. He was nicked up last year. So in this second year, look for Josh Jacobs to get involved. I'm looking forward to him catching balls out of the backfield I'm also looking forward to him just pancaking a fool.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know he's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
We've seen him. We've seen him go. He's got sideline here. He's got two guys inside of him. He's like, I'm gonna hit that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's gonna do it.
Well, especially when he has a spear like Ingold, fucking
Exactly.
just leading point.
Exactly. But you know what, man? This slow move is the perfect thing to do with a guy coming in from college because it's not as many games when you're in college, right? And he was also part of a solid team when he came out of college. So he was one of the few players that got to play late into the year, right? So you want to make sure that you don't. And the season we already knew, even though we got a little hopeful in the middle of the season, we knew that this wasn't the year that things were going to completely turn around. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to just gas a guy out, wear him out in his first season when things ain't really ready to get over the hump. Right now we're looking solid, right? We're feeling good. We got Abram coming back. We got 2 more first round draft picks. Things could change really, really quickly, and that's when you're going to need this guy to be at his best.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to need someone else behind him as well. You need more than Rashard.
Yeah, no,
and,
absolutely.
We're going to dig into that because I know Bobby's got a sleeper player in the draft.
Yeah.
We're talking about the running back when we talk about the
I don't
draft
know if he's a sleeper anymore, bro, after he lit up the fucking combine.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he fucking lit up the combine.
So we, by the way, and Kane just showed up in the chat. What's up, Kane?
Shout out.
She'll be getting some Kaner later. Just a really quick announcement before I move forward here. We are off the air next week, and then we'll be back. So we're taking a 1-week break. So again, so people don't flip out and start texting me next week. We're just show. I'm saying it now.
They will though.
At the top of the show.
They always do.
Yes, they will. We are off next week, and then when we come back after that, we will be getting into the draft. Also, this is the final bracket this week, so on top of the draft talk, we will be talking about some of these actual tournament matchups and seeing who's moving forward in the bracket. So 1 week off. When we come back, we're going to have a lot of content for you, so look forward to that. Next up at the podium, Mike also cleared up why he's always believed the wide receiver position is a difficult transition from college to the pros. Mike Mayock was asked about the top-heavy draft this year in wide receiver talent, and Mike's been known in the past to sort of knock wide receivers coming out of college, or at least point out that the success rate for wide receivers making the transition to the pros is not as smooth as you would think, or as high as these guys are rated, right? You got about 25 wide receivers ranked in the top, in the 2 first rounds, or in the first round. You probably have at the most, I think he said like 12 actually coming out in those top 2 rounds. And out of those 12, how many are actually going to show up that first season? Right. And he talks about why. He says foot speed, basically, and mental speed, they're tied together. In the college level, at the collegiate level, you got wide receivers getting play calls from the sideline, from their position coaches, as they line up, before they line up, telling them what their routes are, telling them what the read is, and all that good stuff. And the pros are getting the play call in the huddle from the quarterback at that time. Then they got to line up. Then they have to assess the defense. Then they have to look at their coverage protection. Then they got to make those adjustments. And then the ball snap, and the adjustments don't stop there. They have to continue to read. They have to continue to adapt, and they have to continue to adjust. Can they do all those things while maintaining top speed? Is that 40-yard dash time going to show up on the field while they're making all those mental decisions? The best ones, yes. Most of them, not. And that's the big separating factor there between college and the pros. So, Mike, he's sort of, being cautious as he is, very shrewd, and I think those are astute observations. But out of all that, what I really liked, though, in this press conference was Mike, for the first time, we're seeing a general manager make an assessment of this team that is right in line with what the fans are saying. And he called himself out in regards to free agency last year. He needed to do a better job in regards to wide receivers and linebackers. So, Mike is pointing out those are the 2 biggest holes on this team, which is really refreshing because most off seasons, us fans are sitting here saying we need to upgrade this and this.
It's facts.
And then those things don't get addressed at all, or they get some like lightweight Band-Aid put over them. So, expect linebacker and wide receiver to be a major focus this offseason. It's just a breath of fresh air to hear your general manager actually point that out.
Well, one thing is that I've always seen is that, remember, we always talk about how rookies, they always make the biggest jump in their second year.
Right.
And, I mean, Mayock technically is a rookie if you think about it. You know,
There you
he's
go.
a rookie GM.
I like this take already.
He kind of already, you know, he knows how to, you know, traverse the whole draft. He knows how to work everything. He's gotten a lot more involved as far as, you know, contracts and all that. So he knows what to expect this time around. And like Kenny said, you know, he's actually paying attention to our actual needs, not just, well, check it out. This guy is just, you know, igniting everybody on social media and on TV and on the airwaves and all that. So let's go ahead and grab that guy, which, you know, he may be good, but he may not pan out. Just because he's one hell of a receiver in college doesn't mean that he's going to be one hell of a receiver in the pros.
Right.
So
You got to have the intangibles, bro.
I definitely enjoy hearing Mayock just, you know, being real about what it is that we actually need, our real needs.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I like that take, man. I like that take because if Mayock gets better in his second year after the success that he had in the draft
Right?
this last year, man,
Right.
fuck. Super Bowl ain't that out of reach, bro. I'm just saying.
Come on now.
I'm just saying, bro. You know, optimistic Chez coming back. So you guys know.
16-0 Chess coming back.
Optimistic Chez coming back real soon, guys. I'll see you soon.
Let me check my watch. It's about that time.
No, man, but what I was gonna say is this: I think what we're getting from Mayock is exactly what this franchise needed. Is a guy that's like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna fucking hunker down. I'm gonna really focus in. I'm gonna get better every single year. And he's been honest about his approach in free agency last year, right? I think he's been critical of himself, which is good, man. You want to hear that your guy is not like happy with himself. Like he's not content with his performance. Like he could easily say like, look at my draft. I fucking killed it last year. We're doing great over here. But he's not. He's always trying to fucking get better. And that's exactly how he takes this roster too. He says, okay, if there's an option out there that's better or that I think looks better, then we're going to really take a serious look at it and we're going to go after it. And I think that's what he's going to do in free agency. He's going to really like focus in. I think he's got a year under his belt. He says, all right, okay, I see how this shit played out last year.
Yeah.
It didn't work out very well. We're going to do a lot better this year. So I'm excited to see how he does in free agency. I don't have any doubts about what he's going to do in the draft. Honestly, after that first year, I feel very, very, very confident that he's going to go out there, find a gym late in the rounds, and he's going to get the guys that we need up front. And yeah, man, if he gets a linebacker, imagine that, bro. How many years have we fucking been asking for a linebacker?
I'm still saying we're not getting a linebacker in the first round until I see otherwise, and I'll be happy to be wrong. I'm just going to keep saying that.
Well,
the opposite stance would be good, too. Imagine that. Vic Tafer from The Athletic. Mike, you know, you had some missteps last year in the free agency, and Mike's like, are you kidding me? I'll fucking crush that shit. It's not my fault. Antonio Brown was a pussy.
With his frozen feet.
it's true, man.
Mike Mayock swaggering boisterously. That would be nice too. But no,
That's a meme right there, bro. That's a fucking meme. Johnny, get on it. Get on it, dog.
Maniac Mike Mayock. BCM, as they like to call him.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah, it is. But no, man, it's good. You know, we talked about that too. We talked about Mike Mayock. I think at the end of this last season, he called himself out about free agency.
Absolutely.
And they asked him about his first year, and he's like, you know, the draft, hey, that was my comfort zone.
Hell yeah.
Free agency, I need to work on that. I've never experienced one before. And he talked a little bit too in this press conference about being a general manager and what's new to him. And one of those things is being a leader within the organization, having to manage employees and manage a roster of not just, you know, names and numbers, but real people, and really building that culture, and how that's easier said than done. And the Raiders are really trying to do that. And at the same time, you know, manage a transition, a migration into a whole new state with a whole new, I want to say a whole new identity. I mean, the Raiders' identity will always be the Raiders, but let's face it, that's changing. They're now becoming, once again, one of the faces of the NFL. They're in a premier landing spot with the spotlight directly on them. So there's a lot of pressure on this team this next year. You know, free agency looms large. Is very attractive to players, and they want to make that splash. And it's not just Mark Davis, you know, looming over him, and Mark Bedane looming over him, and the fan base looming over him. It's the NFL, capital NFL, you know, looming large. They're seeing two teams now move to LA, and they're seeing, you know, the Raiders move to Las Vegas. So what's a bigger move? In my opinion, it's the Raiders to Las Vegas. It's the most polarizing sports team in all of professional sports, and probably now the most polarizing city in all of professional sports.
There you go.
You know, you had your first professional sports team move in there just 2 years ago. You know, when I was growing up, they say there will never be professional sports in Las Vegas. And now it's very, very attractive to organizations to want to move out there.
Yep.
You know, I'm hearing they want to put a baseball team out there too. So
No way.
yeah, we'll see.
That'll be interesting, man.
We'll see.
It's gonna be hot too.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. So that probably doesn't get done. But hey, there's a possibility that basketball moves.
It's gonna
in
be a
over there.
dome. It's gonna be a dome for the baseball field.
That'd be
It's gonna
crazy.
be
right? It probably have to be, right?
What's the last MLB dome they built?
Shit.
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Open, closed, but like true dome.
Yeah, that's true.
Toronto.
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah.
I
Toronto.
think that's the only one. Yeah.
Remember when they the cameras caught because they got the hotel rooms that face out in the right field in Toronto, and they caught that couple choning down on camera. Did you see that?
No.
Dude, why did you think that was not going to happen when you built that? I mean,
And why are you panning out into a hotel room, bro?
Yeah, I know.
That dude was like, "Oh, my camera's not on right now. Let me go see what's going on over here."
He already knew what's up. That's
That
why.
dirty motherfucker, bro.
They hit him with that. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
I see you.
Maybe.
So, oh shit, my camera's on.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do that again, maybe some one-way glass would be the move. Because ain't nobody want to see that, man. They do that in the stands. I mean, you've all seen the footage of people getting down in the stands.
Yeah.
you know,
man.
That was me actually.
Oh yeah, right.
I figured nobody was paying attention.
Yeah,
dog.
it doesn't count when you're by yourself, Bobby.
Hey, this was back in the 90s, all right, bro? Nobody was at the games back in the Giants games, all right?
Bobby hollows out the popcorn bucket when he goes by himself.
Got all. He's like, I want extra butter on this one.
Right.
Can you leave the salt off of that, please?
Don't worry, I got the
Dries out
cheese
It
covered.
dries out the skin.
Shouldn't have gotten caramel corn. Anyways,
Son of a bitch, bro.
I'm sure that clip goes to social media.
Oh yeah, that's going to social media, man.
Anyways,
damn.
is it time to take a break?
I think so.
I think so. I'm starting to get warm, dog.
Kenny's out of pocket. Let's take a break.
All right, man.
All right, y'all. We'll be back on the other side. We out you.
Peace.
You looking for a new lid? Might be a nice tea to rock. You want to look crisp. You want to look fresh. You want an alternative from all that other gear that's out there? Stay original. Get with OneNationFanwear.com. All hand-picked garments. Real nice caps. You got jerseys. You got tank tops. You got t-shirts. You got hoodies. You even got sweatpants. You even got gear for the ladies. OneNationFanwear.com. Your number one stop for all Raider fan gear in the nation. Check it out. Support. My name's Kenny Stapler, and you're listening to the Pillaging Podcast.
Yeah. I've seen it pop up too, but I look over at your screen and it's running good. It says as such viewers what?
That'll work itself out. Sometimes my app
I don't know.
It says as such viewers might experience something. So I don't think it has necessarily anything to do with our shit. It has something to do with
I noticed one thing we can't close. We're getting audio.
Yeah.
It's the second button. The second button wasn't.
Is it music or no?
No, I don't think so. No. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Hit it. It'll fucking.
That's all right. Well, we're past the second anyways. These little things happen.
Yeah, I know. And I was gonna try to signal to you, but because I know you were muted it because you thought it was. Then I hit the first button and then went back on.
Yeah, it's all good. Probably next time we get on, we should just before we start close OBS and restart it again. It seems to resolve.
What we
things.
did, dog.
What we did.
We did. Remember the other screen wasn't the sound for the hot take.
No, I mean like right before we start.
Right,
like
right,
when
right.
it's idle.
Right.
Giving its feedback. Vince. I live down here in the South Bay, bro. I live down in Gilroy.
And what's up, P? What, you don't want to go to a game, bro? It's fucked up, bro. I was gonna buy tickets and everything. I was gonna hook it up with the popcorn. Extra cheese, bro.
I saw.
Butter. Some of Bobby's homemade butter. Yeah, you do. I chirp my own butter.
Are you taking off? All right. I'll bounce when you guys get back. I'm gonna swap out this hoodie for a t-shirt. Let's get warm. No, I just got the undershirt. Oh, Vince, yeah. You're flying out of SAC on the 22nd. I got family up there, but I actually won't be up there. Sammy Quasar lives up there, but actually that week he's coming down here, so I'll be down here. But let me know, man. I know you're in the Central Valley, and I go through there quite a bit. I actually have to get up there I have a gift for Dirt Lot for hooking us up the last 2 seasons. So when I go up to be with him, I'll hit you up. Maybe we can grab some lunch or something like that. And, chop it up. Bobby's special butter. They're talking about your duck butter, bruh.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's more of a ragu, dog.
Saying stop buying the mask. The mask ain't gonna help you, man. That coronavirus is overblown anyway. As long as you got medical attention, you're good. As long as you don't have immune deficiency, you're good. As long as you're not like 80 years old, you're probably good. These viruses are always overblown every year. My lady's in the medical industry. She's like, nah, you'll be fine.
Just smoke more.
Yeah. Just start drinking heavy.
Yeah, there you go. See, the coronavirus can't live in your blood system if there's alcohol in there, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm serious, yo. My boy does that every time he starts like feeling sick. He'll go to the liquor store, buy like a fifth of like tequila, and slam that, dude.
You just make your body a place nothing wants to live inside.
Fuck, dude. I'm like, man, that just hearing about that just doesn't even sound right. So I could just imagine slamming all that shit just to get rid of coronavirus, huh?
Man, that's twisted. All right. I'll grab it.
What's up, chat? What's happening, everybody? What's up, hardcore? Vinny, my boy, Doc. What's up, Doc? Hey, yo. I actually picked up one of those draft party tees from Dan. I remember how you had yours, the good Doc. Well, I picked one up as well, man. Had to represent. Got that 420, man. Who else is up in here? Raider Tory, what's happening? Austin, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Michael Cole, don't worry about it, man. This coronavirus ain't gonna kill us, man. We got that silver and black, dude.
You know what's funny? I was just talking with my boy, and Raider Tory, I saw you put Vegas is now experiencing some coronavirus experiences, unfortunately, but that's not shocking considering all the people that travel there. But my boy, he's out there. He's a doc. He's a doctor. He's living out in Vegas, and he was telling me that he's like, you know what, man? We just gotta live our fucking life. Can't be out here like there's not much we can do. What can you do?
That's
you ain't
right.
gonna stop this shit.
That's right.
So just live your life and be as cautious as you can, man.
Just remember, dude, like Ivan Drago said, dude, if you die, you die.
And shout out Michael Cole for that donation. That's a very gracious donation. And yes, we were gonna have to consider you a #1 fan with that. For sure.
Nah, money ain't gonna make you the #1 fan.
I'm just saying, he's calling himself #1 fan. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, I like it. I like the energy, man.
See, and he stuck to the sale, $9.99.
$9.99.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Thank you, Michael. We really appreciate
Hell yeah,
that.
dog. Hell yeah.
Karma caught up with me this last week. You know, I was kind of clowning on Bobby for his reaction to that hot sauce. Well, Bobby came over on Wednesday to help with some of these video edits. and I over caffeinated, over medicated. Bobby saw me. I was going through it, bro.
Seriously, dude, I thought I was gonna have to like carry Kenny to the fucking hospital or something.
I was not comfortable in my own skin for about an hour.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like I had to just put Kenny over my. Fuck, it was like a baby. I had to put Kenny over my shoulder and like pat him a little bit. And
it's gonna be okay, mijo.
He burped it out and it was cool, you know.
All right, Michael, you're number one. I won't argue with you.
Petey.
I'll fuck with that. But yeah, I was going through it. The landing gear was stuck, bro. I could not get down. Let's call Kane and then we'll get back from break.
Oh yeah,
Pete, that was the cat that I was talking about, Antonio Gibson. That motherfucker is wild.
Oh yeah.
And Vinny, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go or not, bro. What's up, Juice?
Hello.
Hey, Kane.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, stand by, okay? We're gonna do another chela, and then we're bringing you on. Cool?
Hold on, let me finish.
What's up, Bobby? What's up, Jay?
What's up, brother? How you doing, dog?
What's up, Kane?
I'm all right.
Canal Street Kane.
What's up? Yes, sir. What's happening?
Enjoying some good chelas, my friend. What you drinking on?
I'm drinking the Allagash White.
Okay.
What the hell?
Hey, that's a
Style
classy.
beer.
That's that big big bottle, dog. It's got like a fancy top on it and shit.
No, this is in the can.
Oh shit, they make it in a can?
Yeah, Belgian style wheat beer.
4-pack?
Beer with. It was a 4-pack.
No shit. I didn't know Allagash was dropping 4-packs. Usually it's that big fucking bottle. It's like a fucking almost like a wine bottle.
First time I had that was
This
at.
is the first time I ever had this. It was pretty good. It's pretty smooth though.
Yeah, those Belgians, man, they never do you wrong. Honestly, they're pretty fucking solid, even if they're fucking heavy in alcohol content.
It ain't even. You know what though? It's not heavy in alcohol though. It's only 5.2%.
Oh, that's
alcohol.
good.
First time I had that was at
So
Selena's.
I'm looking for that racer. That racer is like 7.3 or some shit. That's what I'm talking. You drink 2 of them motherfuckers, you be fucked up.
All right, guys,
You know what I'm saying?
stand by. We're gonna come back.
Yeah, boy.
And we're back. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do we got? We got another beer here.
Otra chela. With Bobby and Chip.
That's right.
Oh, and I'm gonna give you that fresh. That was good, huh?
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good crack. This one right here, this is Bobby showcasing the can. This is from Alvarado Street Brewery, down the road from us here in Monterey. This is the Lushness Splendor, and this one's packing a little punch. This is another double IPA. Ooh. I hope you're ready.
I like Alvarado Street as a place.
Oh, it's a dope ass place.
But I'm gonna call you guys out because every time I walk into that place, your entryway smells like bleach, and you need to figure that out because it's off-putting.
Well, you know what? I would rather have it smell like
People
bleach
think
than
that's
doo-doo.
inviting. Do you know people think that's inviting?
Really?
That's like, oh, we clean. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, being
Yeah.
in pest control, yes, and dealing with restaurants and shit. If the health inspector walks in and smells like a bleach or a nice clean, that's a bill of health. Yeah.
I will say,
people,
like, when I clean my house, like when I clean my bathroom and I get that bleach smell, I like that. I'm like, I did it. That was a good day of work. But when I walk in to get a beer, I don't want to smell that. I don't want to smell anything. You know what I want to smell? I want to smell beer. I want to smell this. I want to taste this right now.
Well, what's there?
Have you ever been in a bar before it opens?
Yes.
At like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
7 to 8. Oh my God, the smell.
It's bad.
Oh my God.
What were you doing at 8 o'clock in the morning?
I'm an exterminator.
Oh, right. My bad. I was like, damn, dude, where the hell was I on that one, dog?
Kane was going through it.
I got keys to bars in San Francisco and shit. So when I go into bars, it's 7, 8 o'clock in the morning when ain't nobody in there. It's fucking funky and stanky. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a worse than a drunk.
That's crazy.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
crazy.
I could see the bleach thing where the beer is concerned. I also service breweries too, Magnolia Brewery, and they clean their floors with bleach and shit like that too. Yeah, Yeah.
See, that's
So
why you
it's
got to be
kinda
like
common,
Vinny, dog.
You know what I'm saying? For cleanliness and you know, with the coronavirus going around and shit right now, motherfuckers trying to overdo, you know, disinfectants.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is right now. Yeah. And we recommending that you over disinfect right now. You know, make sure you wiping down everything, wiping down all the, you know, the chairs, the counters, the doorknobs, you know, washing your hands on a regular basis, all that stuff. You know, that goes into play with germs. So it is what it is.
Yeah, this lushness splendor.
Sorry for getting nerdy on y'all.
It's all good. This
Pillaging.
definitely got some orange citrus on the back of it, like a little bit of sweetness, more so than just your average IPA that has more of just a high hoppy note, like a bright hoppy note. This actually has some bottom end to it, which is really nice. It's very smooth, a little bit sweet, and still has some dankiness on the back end. So very crisp, very clean.
It's a double, and it looks like a hazy. This is like super creamy. That grapefruit is on there, strong, bitter. Yeah. Nice little bitterness
I like
on the end.
IPA part of it.
Yeah, there's a little bitterness on the end, you know, bitterness on the end, but not too strong. I'm digging it.
What's
man.
the alcohol? What's the alcohol percentage?
This is an 8.1, bruh.
Ooh,
Because you know I don't fuck around.
Damn.
Yeah, we
That's
just had.
Cisco. That's some Cisco type shit.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Hey, we just finished. Me and Bobby just killed the fucking Mosaic. That was the 8.8. So, yeah, you know we're doing the damn thing over here.
Let's
gonna get
And I'm
interesting.
drinking the Alley
Oh, yeah.
Gas, and I got shots of vodka going, so I'm feeling good right now. I'm just getting at my little buzz point.
Ooh, yeah.
That's where I probably went off on the disinfectant shit, but I got into work mode.
Shout out Fabuloso.
Oh, hey, this is gonna be a fucking interesting fucking ranking.
So
bracket again.
So while you guys are all feeling yourselves, let's remind each other. Let's not talk over each other. Let's keep this nice and crisp. This is gonna be a tough bracket because this is our last category. This is supposed to be defensive playmakers, but there are definitely some names in here that aren't defensive playmakers, right? There's some odd guys out because they needed a place to go. Guys like Ray Guy, Ron Wolf, Don Mosbar is actually in here. Shane Leckler's in here. Eric Allen, and I know Rue's been hoping for Van McElroy. So if we're gonna reconsider that right now, this is the time. If we're going to take a name off this list and replace it with Van McElroy, now is the time to do that. If there's any guy that I would take off of here that does not fit anymore, I would say it's Eric Allen versus Van McElroy. That's a tough one. Or Bill Romanowski because of his short tenure as a Raider.
Last week, didn't we take some people off last week?
We moved
did.
some things around to get Terry McDaniel on there. So this is the last name that we're looking to sort of shoehorn in there. So I'll read the names off, and you guys tell me who has to go, if anybody has to go. So Nnamdi Asomugha, this is in no particular order. Nnamdi Asomugha, Sebastian Janikowski, Skip Thomas, Willie Brown, Charles Woodson, Mike Haynes, George Atkinson, Bill Romanowski, who I think played 1-2 years with us, Eric Allen, who played with us in the 90s at the end of his career, Shane Leckler, Ron Wolf, Jack Tatum, Lester Hayes, Ray Guy, Don Mosbar, and Terry McDaniel.
That's a hard list. Well, I can say, you know, I hope I'm not going out of turn here when I speak on this. Out of all the people on that list, I'm going to have to, if we was going to replace somebody, and damn, this is really, you know, but I'm going to say Nnamdi Asomugha can be replaced. I'm going to just say the time that Nnamdi Asomugha played with the Raiders, he was the best defensive back on the field. So if I'm a quarterback, it's easy for me to say I'm not going to that. If I can burn everybody else on the motherfucking field, why would I throw his way?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So his passes defense, we got to go back and look at his numbers. His passes defense, how many did he have? How many interceptions did he have? You know, was the ball even being thrown his way? No, it wasn't. So when he went to Philadelphia and he actually got challenged, his career ended. So if we're gonna,
but that's because he went into a zone.
He went into his own defense, yeah,
and he was a man corner. He was a man corner.
That's true. But but there's 30 other teams in the NFL. There's 30 other teams. You was on one, you went to another one. That leaves 30 other teams.
31.
Why you didn't end up on none of those?
The other thing too, I'm looking at the chat right now. We got like a half a dozen people saying Bill Romo. As much as he embodies what it means to be a Raider, somebody said rent a Raider. You know, he was here short term. Romanowski's still with the organization as a commentator. But I'm seeing where the chat's going with this too. I had called out Romanowski and Allen as two guys that could be replaced on this list. And I feel you. I think Romanowski, his short tenure as a Raider, how do you even rank him as the greatest Raider of all time? And he was really only in there for one season.
Yeah.
As much as
actually, come on. You know, he neutralized Shannon Sharp, bro. That's what we needed him for. He neutralized Ed McCaffrey. That's what we needed him for. He came here.
Did he break Shannon Sharp's arm?
Made a difference when a difference needed to be made. What did Nnamdi do? We was garbage.
He did, but he neutralized half the field, and he played a lot longer than Bill Romanowski did for the Raiders, and that's the point. If we were to put their numbers up against each other, Nnamdi's would just overshadow Bill's by a mile just because of the length of time he spent with the organization. So,
and then again, let's look around you and see who else. And at the time that Nnamdi was Nnamdi, everybody in America, everybody else was saying, oh, it's simple. You don't have to throw his way because everybody else on the defense can be burnt. So why are you going to throw over there? You'll be stupid to challenge this side of the field. So it was simple to shut down. Now, let's just talk about shutting down fields here for 1 second. When you had Torrey James and Charles Woodson, that's how you say Nnamdi Asomugha might fit if he was in the caliber of DBs like that, where you don't where the quarterback don't either way you might get picked. You don't have that when you're looking at this dude. You know what I'm saying? Just don't throw it over there. That's all I'm saying. So the numbers speak for themselves for the defense and the people that was around him. You have to look at all that. In my opinion, that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, again, it really just comes down to the numbers and the length of time spent with the organization. We're talking about who's a Raider, who's not a Raider. Romanowski, a Raider for 1 year versus how many years did Nnamdi play for us? Like 7?
I'm gonna say, like around there.
So
right?
we're going strictly off who's a Raider and who's not a Raider, or who's talented and who's not. I mean, most talented.
Well, it's great that Romanowski, racked up all those Pro Bowls and whatnot with the Broncos, but he wasn't a Raider while he did. He was the Raiders for 1 season.
Yeah,
where he made the impact.
I think
so. The chat's saying Romanowski. I'm saying Romanowski. What are you guys saying, Che and Bobby?
I'm saying Romanowski too, man, because you know what? Yes, you can argue that Nnamdi wasn't on a dominant team, and so maybe that affected his ability to stand out on the team because he was around lesser players. But that doesn't change the fact that he was a lockdown corner being compared to Revis at that time. You know what I mean? Like, it was him and Revis as the number 1 corners. It was back and forth. And yes, like you're saying, like, I think Kurt Warner was the first one to, like, kind of call it out and say, like, he's a one-trick pony, meaning he was a man corner and a man corner only. Like, he could shut down a corner if he was a man corner. But he had never been tested in the zone, which we got to see after he left the Raiders. But the Raiders always played man corner, right? They were always man. That was Al Davis's fucking. Yeah, that's what Al Davis preached, right? Man corners and fucking
that's
like
a
get
Raider
out.
Staple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, speaking
but
of
he excelled. He
Yeah.
excelled at it, man. He excelled at it, and you can't hate on the dude because everybody else sucked. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of fucking like, how can we criticize him because everybody else sucked?
Yeah.
That's not his problem.
He was doing his job.
He was the only good motherfucker.
Point,
yeah, he's the only good motherfucker on the team that said, like, the people said, like, okay, we respect that dude. Let's just try to stay away from him.
Yeah. And the fact that the rest of the defense was all holes and Nnamdi was still able to hold down the side says a lot, Says a lot.
Not only
Hey, made
that
some
too,
good plays,
but Nnamdi, I believe he was supposed to be a safety.
I got you. I feel y'all on that. I'll go Romo in that case.
Yeah,
in that
because
case, I will go Romo. Yeah,
because Nnamdi was supposed to be coming in at a different position, and it was actually
Cal, right? Came out of Cal.
A safety. He was drafted as a safety.
Yeah, and it was Al who actually said, "You're going to be a corner." And just look at the career that he did, just because of that move that Al made. So honestly, that's my whole reason why. Is because he was actually doing.
And he got home by Charles Woodson.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he was on a team with okay. We can do that.
All right. So there it is.
If you're looking at it like that, you know what I'm saying? But I was looking at it in a different way.
And I appreciate the perspective, but there you go, Rue. You got your boy in there. You got two of your boys in there, Rue. You know, you're too smart for your own good, bro.
And let me just say this, because there's people in the chat talking about Ellen. Ellen was good. He was great for us for 4 years, and I was actually super fucking sad when he retired because
we all were.
Because I kind of felt like if he had come back that following year, things might have been a little bit different, man. He was a great fucking corner for us, even in his old age. Eric Allen came from the Saints, right? Didn't he fucking come to the Raiders from the Saints?
Yeah.
So, like, he had been a fucking great corner basically his whole career. And then he came to the Raiders. He's old man. But he was still holding down that side, man. So
he was the leader of the defense.
Yeah, man. When we got upset in the playoffs that year and he decided to retire, I was fucking sad because I thought, man,
actually,
Eric,
he got hurt. Remember, he got hurt.
He did.
Yeah.
And his season ended early.
Yeah.
And he wrote he took out a big article. This is when newspapers were still circulating. He took out a big article in the Oakland Tribune and thanked the fans. And yeah, Eric Allen is a stand-up dude. I would never replace him on this list ever.
Yeah.
And
he's a Raider.
And didn't he? Wasn't he a part of the broadcast team for a while?
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah.
I remember him doing. He was doing something. He wasn't maybe not the broadcasting, but he was doing some other stuff with the Raiders
like
afterwards.
Sideline reporter.
Yeah,
he was something. Yeah, or he was on the radio show or something like that. But yeah, I remember him being a voice for a little while there. So let's get to it, guys. We got a lot of work in front of us. Again, we got 16 names, which I just read off. Kane, if you got that, you can pull up the tweet. You can look at the list with us.
I got it. I saw it earlier.
Perfect. So let's do this how we've been doing it. Let's take it 5 at a time. Let's start with the top 5. And where are we going to go with that? I'm going to throw my vote out there right now as number 1, and that's Ron Wolf. I don't think any one person had as much of an impact on the history of this team as Ron Wolf. A lot of the guys that we've talked about the last 3, now 4 weeks, we wouldn't be talking about if it wasn't for Ron Wolf. So my vote for 1 here goes for Ron Wolf. Changed my mind. These guys are just looking at it.
I fully agree with you on that, man, because like you said, he actually set up a lot of the players that had the attitude that is the Raiders now, that what we all know. So I could definitely see that. I was actually going to say Tatum, but
yeah.
Let me just go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I'm going Ron Wolf. I'm with Kenny. I'm going Ron Wolf. Ron Wolf is the embodiment of what we started in the 70s. Without Ron Wolf, more so, and y'all can hate on me if y'all want to, than Al Davis. That was why we won a Super Bowl.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right, because as we heard from John Kingdon when he was on here, Ron Wolf was one of the first guys that was looking. He was able to fucking like find those gems, right? He was able to find that diamond in the rough. He was able to look at, this guy over here, he's got like all these other like attributes, these skills that nobody's really looking at just because he's coming from a small school or he's obscured or whatever. And then as John Kingdon, he was talking about it when he was a guest here. He said, the combine started to change that. The combine actually started to give Al confidence that he was capable of finding those guys too, because all of a sudden you got a fucking dude running a 4.2 40 or a dude that's fucking jumping out of the goddamn box, and it's all of a sudden like Al Davis like, I can do this too. I think that guy can join this team. Oh, that guy, we just got to teach him how to catch. That motherfucker flies.
Hey man, Ron Wolf wanted to take Marcus Allen.
Yeah,
wanted to take Al Davis. Didn't want Marcus Allen.
Right.
Ron Wolf said, take Marcus Allen or you'll be pretty much stupid not to.
Yeah. But
Al Davis didn't want Marcus Allen because Marcus Allen was the embodiment of L.A.
Right.
Marcus Allen was L.A.
Yeah.
Was the L.A. Coliseum. USC. That's where they played. He didn't want that. He was hating, but they took him anyway.
Well, what was explained to us in that interview too was that Al Davis felt that was the too easy of a pick. Right? He almost liked to fucking like prove everybody wrong.
He prided himself on finding the guy nobody.
Exactly. Yeah. He was like, yo, I'm going to find somebody that nobody is fucking on. Like, I'm going to find that hot shit that nobody knows about.
Years of futility.
Yeah.
That type of thinking is just ridiculous.
And that's
whatever.
That's how you end up with Bruce Campbell.
That's how you end up with fucking Todd Marinovich, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how you end up with Kaiser and Peterman. We still got that same thinking mentality going on right now inside the organization.
Well,
People
Kaiser,
thinking that
no,
they can
bro.
just-
Hold on. One second.
Hold on.
I gotta slow that down
Uh-oh.
because if that was the same mentality, Kaiser and Peterman would be a starter. Okay, like Kaiser and Peterman would have the starting position. They wouldn't be backups.
No.
But what about
no,
Brandon Parker?
I meant like thinking you can resurrect, not to be a fool and this is my quarterback type shit. Not that deep.
Right.
I'm saying the thought of the arrogance of I am the one that can do you the best. That arrogance still lies within the organization.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, and I can see that shit as arrogance too. But I also feel like Gruden honestly saw attributes in those two guys that he thought this could work. Let me see if they have the fucking ability to actually listen and pick up some new shit and actually become the player that they're capable of being because they have the fucking attributes that would allow them to be that guy. He's only going to find that out if he brings them on the team and schools them up and finds out, okay, never mind, these guys are fucking retards. They're going to go back to the fucking free agency pool.
Guys, it's my job to remind you we're talking about the greatest Raider of all time.
Yeah,
I know.
not Nathan
Yeah, I know.
I love
Okay.
you, bro. We can talk all night about this shit.
Do not
That's
shit
what I'm
on this
talking
segment. With
I just need to make that.
Kaiser.
I just wanted that short point. Bro.
Okay.
But good point.
All right.
Bring it back. Bring us back, Kitty.
All
Bring us
right.
back. Get it. Keep us in line, dog.
Ron Wolf, that was easy. All right, so now we got to move on to number 2. We're looking at this in terms of top 5. Number 2, let me throw some names out there to you guys, and you guys can weigh in. I would put in this grouping somewhere, right? Jack Tatum, Lester Hayes, Don Mosbar. I would even throw in there Mike Haynes. Well, shit, I could read this whole list off to you. Fuck. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't even know where I'm going right now.
There's all kinds of.
Come on,
we
guys.
got names like such and such. No, listen.
So number two. I'm not gonna. I went first last time, so Bobby, why don't you kick this off?
I say Tatum.
Jack Tatum.
I say Tatum because I had him as my number 1, but you guys completely changed my mind on Ron Wolf, so I totally went with that. But it would have to be Tatum, man, just because. I mean, dude, people feared that hit, dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's all I gotta say. It's just whoever fears that hit. I mean, whoever fears somebody because of the way you're gonna get, just knocked out.
Yeah.
Shit, dude, that just kicks you up way the hell more.
When you talk about the nastiness of the Oakland Raiders of yesteryear, Jack Tatum is the first name that pops in my head. So I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Che,
I agree.
who's your vote
I
for number
agree.
2, Che?
I mean, honestly, I would be between Jack Tatum and Charles Woodson. And that's just because we're attached to Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson represents our fucking generation.
And he's attached to us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And Charles Woodson's a fucking announcer now. He still reps the Raiders
Yep.
as much as he fucking can.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he's fucking repping in his goddamn suits or every chance that he gets, he tries to remind people it's fucking Raiders over here, bro.
All day.
You know what I
that
mean?
locker
All day.
behind him.
The motherfucker has a gift flashing after tackling a Kansas City Chief. Like that gift is like popular as fuck.
Yeah.
He tackled dude, walked over and put the O up like, yeah, nigga, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? There was no. Let me go ahead.
Go ahead, Tay. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to
No,
cut you off.
I was just
bro.
gonna
Go
say
ahead.
to add to that, man. Like Charles Woodson loved Raider Nation, bro. Like Charles Woodson came back to the Raiders because he loved Raider Nation. He loved the fucking fans.
Charles Woodson came back to Raiders because Raider Nation would not let him off the premises
Like,
without signing that paper.
make sure you sign that shit because this fucking Escalade ain't going nowhere, Charles.
Yeah.
But no, listen,
Raider
man.
Nation basically forced his ass to come back here. Shit.
In
Like,
multiple
you ain't
ways.
Leaving,
In
motherfucker.
multiple
you
ways.
Here, you ain't going nowhere till you retire.
Yeah.
And in that last season, playing with a separated shoulder and still picking the ball off, still making plays that season. I remember 2 interceptions that season that just stand out in my mind. Playing hurt, you know.
But you know what, though? I also look at that season, man. I also look at Charles coming back to this team and trying to school up the next generation of Raider players and saying, like, listen, man, you see this shit around you? You see these motherfuckers coming, showing out at these games, and we're not doing a whole lot. This isn't normal. You don't achieve
Charles
that everywhere you go, okay? There's a reason why I came back. I just won a Super Bowl with Green Bay, but guess what? I came back here because this is not what you're gonna get everywhere else.
Okay.
Raider Nation is fucking completely different. And it's all about respecting the fan base and all about fucking doing what you can for the fan base because these motherfuckers show out no matter what. That's the biggest thing I thought he schooled up these cats on, these younger cats. Derek Carr being one of those two was like, motherfucker, look around you.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers are willing to go to hell and back for you and defend you and be on your side no matter what. You better be doing some.
So Bobby says Jack
Show them how to
Tatum.
be a pro.
Bobby says Jack
Show
Tatum.
everybody how to be a pro.
Chase says
Remember that game
Charles
when
Woodson.
they played Jacksonville and he tackled MJD, jumped over the line, tackled MJD, neck tackled him, and before he got to the end zone. That was an embodiment of Charles Woodson here as a second time as a Raider to the youngsters. All the interception, Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? All the games he had at safety. The dude just was embodiment of a Raider.
Yeah.
But Jack Tatum was the first beginning of that.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying I'm between them.
Yeah.
Because he's the embodiment of what the Raiders were in terms of the Raiders were feared.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders were feared in the fucking 70s, bro. Like people didn't want to see us on the goddamn field. They were afraid of what was gonna happen to them.
The Steelers trying to sue us.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Right.
The reason why people adapt the persona of the Raiders, the reason why people flock to this team is that mystique that was created by guys like Skip Thomas and Jack Tatum. The league changed the rules. George Atkinson, because of players like that. So my vote, Bobby, I'm with you. I'm Jack Tatum.
Yeah.
So Kane, why don't you weigh in here? I'm saying Jack Tatum. Chase saying Charles Woodson. Bobby saying Jack Tatum. There's a lot of names on this list. Who do you got?
I'm gonna have to, like me and Che was just talking about. Both Raiders are Raiders, and they both, in their careers, was Raiders, and after their careers, they are still Raiders.
Yep.
But I have to go Jack Tatum because Jack Tatum was the beginning of what we looking at now. You know what I'm saying? Like Charles Woodson probably saw some film of Jack Tatum somewhere along the line. He was growing up being a defensive back. He didn't look that film, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? But this guy was the embodiment of what a defensive back and a safety, because he played both positions, was. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go Jack Tatum. I'm sorry, Che, bro. But Charles Woodson should be number 3, but I got to go Jack Tatum.
No, you know what, man? I'm not mad at that. Like I said, I'm stuck between the both of them. Honestly, I would probably lean towards Woodson, like I said, because that's our generation. We got to see Woodson play. And I mean, fuck.
Jack Tatum play. I met Jack Tatum.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look, the only reason why I have to, same thing. I've seen Woodson play, man. I saw those plays. I was there, every Sunday, so it was awesome. But at the same time, man, it's just basically getting schooled up.
Yeah.
Pulling up that film, and not only that, absolutely. It was a different era back then. That era of nastiness, dude, where when you were a kid, you wanted to play football to hit like that. Obviously, you were told not that you couldn't hit like that, but that's what inspired you, dude.
I wasn't told that.
That's what we were told to be cautious because we kept getting flags. But yeah, the first time I got after the QB, I took his head off and I got a flag and I didn't give a damn.
Yeah,
you ripped his fucking helmet off like Howie Long and shit.
I just heard that motherfucker just the air leave his lungs, and I was like, that's how you do it, dude.
That's the best fucking feeling. There you go.
So Jack Tatum is the man of the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 2. So now we're moving on to number 3. Kane says put Woodson there. I know, Che, you got to be in agreement with that, right?
I'm agree.
Bobby, what do you say?
I could do that. I could definitely see that because, like Che said, man, we had somebody there that was schooling the next generation, man.
Absolutely.
And showing them what it was to be a Raider, what it was to go out there. And so, yeah, definitely number 3.
Well, I'm outvoted because I was going to put Willie Brown in this spot.
I'm not mad at that either.
But Willie Brown wasn't a Raider all his life, though.
And neither was Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson.
That's the Romo syndrome.
Arguably, Charles Woodson spent some of his best time in Green Bay. And I think you have to look at that. But, okay. I mean, I see what you guys are saying. I'm not going to fight here. I'm not mad at putting Charles Woodson at number 3. I mean, come on. When you go to the stadium on Sunday, what do you see? You see Charles
24.
And
Who's that?
there you go.
Yeah.
you see that 81.
I like that. We laugh and earn. Yeah.
So you see that Brown and you see that Woodson jersey. So we'll put Woodson there. He's definitely a fan favorite. But if we're gonna put Woodson at 3, I want to put Willie Brown at number 4.
Absolutely.
I can see that. I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
Are you down for Willie Brown?
I'm down for that.
All
I'm
right.
down for that.
All right, here we
I'm
go.
down for that. Absolutely.
There's only one slot
Dropped
left.
too far. He dropped too far. But sorry, Willie. You. That's it, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're number 4.
So there's only one spot left in the top 5. There's gonna be a lot of sad faces after this. But I mean, who do you put next? I don't think Nnamdi's top 5.
No.
You could argue. You could argue for Seabass in top 5, but I'm not feeling that right now.
No.
I'd say Mike Haynes, George Atkinson. They could fit in there. Lester Hayes. Come on, guys. Lester Hayes. Don Mosbar. Lester Hayes, Don Mosbar, George Atkinson. For me, that's my trifecta here fighting for.
I gotta go.
Fifth spot.
I gotta go Lester Hayes.
Yeah.
I gotta go Lester Hayes. Man, look.
Icon.
Look,
Another rule changer, bro. Another rule changer.
I'm between 10 and 15 years older than y'all, so come on, like I saw these guys play. You know what I'm saying? Like I know y'all didn't, but I did. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw Lester Hayes play football. You know what I'm saying? And I admired that shit back in the day. Lester Hayes probably could have met. He could have been up there with. He could be over Charles Woodson in a way. He won a Super Bowl. Actually, he won 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could be over Charles Woodson. So I got to go Lester Hayes in his next pick, and he could have been over Charles Woodson.
All right, so let's go Lester Hayes at 5. The chat is with us. And all of you guys, after the show is over, do yourself a favor. Put this in your search engine. Put Lateef, Lateef, and then put Lester Hayes. You're going to hear one of the dopest Raider songs you never knew existed.
That's right.
I guarantee you.
Stick of a days.
Lester Hayes. So they got a whole song named after Lester Hayes. It's not a Raider song, but hey, it's Lester Hayes. You need to check that song out.
Doesn't matter that he's mentioned.
All right, so we're out of the top 5 now. Now we're really talking top 10. Who's going to round out this top 10? Again, we got a lot of great names in here. George Atkinson, I think on the outside looking in of the top 5. Again, Mike Haynes, Don Mobusbar. These guys deserve mention up here. Skip Thomas, the original Dr. Death, the only Dr. Death.
Yeah, not the original, bro. Come on now.
The only Dr. Death.
I think for me, I'm about to the next 3 positions. The next 2 positions should go to, and you could toss this up. You could toss it up between y'all 2, but I'm between y'all 3. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go, and we can just put either one in either spot for me for Kane. I'm gonna go George Atkinson and Skip Thomas, or Skip Thomas, George Atkinson, however you want to do it. The Soul Patrol was the shit. I've seen the motherfuckers play. You couldn't fuck with them. You had motherfuckers scared. You had the Pittsburgh Steelers scared of their ass. You know what I'm saying? You had Homeboy file a lawsuit on George Atkinson. George Atkinson had to hire Willie Brown. I know George Atkinson personally, and he confirmed that this shit really fucking happened. So I got to go. You know what I'm saying?
I like
Atkinson,
that. I like that.
Because I've seen this motherfucker play, and I know him personally. Second, I got to go Skip Thomas. That's just me.
I like that. Plus, Atkinson just stayed really close with the organization for years. Still part of the broadcast team. Lineage, George Atkinson III has been on this team. Rest in peace. I'm cool with
Used
George
to come
Atkinson
to my
at
house
6.
and chill with my kids and my daughters. I know they whole whatever.
I agree. I agree. Put them in that order, though.
Yeah.
I had Skip Thomas at 6. I had Atkinson at 7, and I had Mike Haynes at 8.
Are you cool flipping Skip and George?
I'm cool with it, man.
All
I'm
right.
definitely cool with it, dude. So, I mean, they were already that close anyway, so.
Let's lock it in. Let's lock Atkinson in at 6, and I like your take too, right there, Kane. Let's put Skip Thomas at 7. Let's just make it easy on ourselves. Atkinson and Thomas. That's where you had it, right, Kane?
Yep.
All right, that's cool. So now moving down to 8. Here we go. We got Mike Haynes still left on the board. Van McElroy, Eric Allen, Shane Leckler, Ray Guy, Don Mosbar, Terry McDaniel. For me right here, it's between Haynes and Don Mosbar, that tradition of great Raider centers. I know Don Mosbar is an odd man out in this category, but that doesn't mean that he does not deserve to be a top 10 on one of these lists somewhere. Excuse me. Where do you have it? Kane, you kicked off the last one. Bobby, why don't you give us your input here?
I would definitely have to say Mike Haynes. I like Mosbar because exactly what you said. He was able to take over the center position because we've only had so many great centers, man. Mm-hmm. But man, dude, it has to be Haynes, honestly, dude. I don't have to. I'm not knocking Mosbar, dude. Mm-hmm. He held it down for, what was it, 11, 12 years, I think it was, something like that. Yeah. He held it down for a while, man. So he's definitely my top 10, and it's a lot of my top 10 has to do with the old school 70s Raiders, man. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Don Mosbar is up in there as well, dude. Yeah. So it has to be Mike Haynes for 8, I believe, right? We're at 8.
Yeah, we're at 8. What do you think about that, Kane? Mike Haynes at 8. Does that feel about right to you?
I'm going Don Mosbar.
Don Mosbar.
And again, I'm going Don Mosbar. I remember when Mike Haynes came here. Mike Haynes was good, but Mike Haynes came from the Patriots. I mean, I ain't gonna even start talking about all this long shit. Yeah, I'm going Don Mosbar, man.
Don Mosbar.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from the old school, bro. Yeah. I got history. I know all this shit like from way back in the day. Like I know history. But I'm gonna just say Don Mosbar.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm at Mosbar. Kane and I at Mosbar. Che getting back in the seat here. Bobby is at Mike Haynes. You want to pull another name off this list? You want to make an argument? Did we throw it to the chat? Where are we at right now?
I mean, I'm kind of with Haynes too. Your boy Rue's in the chat talking about Haynes, McDaniel, McElroy, and you know, I can't be mad at that either. But my vote's gonna be for Haynes.
McElroy played what, like 9 seasons with us, something like that?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Raider Rue seasons with us, but McElroy played 9 seasons with us. Yeah, he was good. Whatever. Yeah, he was all right.
He played with us.
I was a grown ass man, and I watched him. I don't know if Rue was a kid and watched him, but I was a grown ass man and watched. So
okay.
He was one of them projects. Okay. Al Davis he just panned out. But it wasn't, we was never like, this the man, like we love them. We was just like, we could do better. That's what I remember. As a grown-ass man, I remember that we could do better than Van Matt. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
31 interceptions.
You know.
So where are we at? We're at a tie right here. You guys are saying Haynes. And
he had a lot of interceptions. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was the shit. But it was when he needed to make a play, it didn't happen, or a penalty happened. You know what I'm saying? And fucked up the whole game. Yeah. Like back then, the Raiders just got penalized for every little thing. So yeah, he was good.
So
but he got penalized for he got penalized too for a lot. You know what I'm saying? Pass interference, a lot. Just like James Trapp. Like back then, the LA Raiders was penalized like heavily. All those players, Terry McDaniel, those Van McElroy, all those guys, they was penalized heavily back then for whatever reason. So it's kind of hard to judge, you know what I'm saying, some of the LA Raiders, because we was going to it was always something that just like, damn, motherfucker. It was like the talk on the Raiders when they was in L.A. was like, keep playing. They're going to do something to fuck the game up. And you're going to – all you got to do is keep playing and just stay in the game, and the Raiders are going to do something to fuck it up. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I view the Van McElroy era. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Not that he wasn't a good safety, but that's just how I view it.
Yeah, drafted in '82, played part of the 1990 season and went to Seattle during that year.
Real quick, though, because we're between Mosbar and Mike Haynes, right?
Yeah, that's
the argument, right? You guys were both for Mosbar and Mike Haynes. So here real quick. I'm just gonna pull this from the chat because Raider Rue's in the chat. We already know Raider Rue's fucking legend in terms of fucking Raider history. Okay,
he's like a historian, bro.
Raider history, bro. So Raider Rue points out this. Raider Rue points out the fact that Mosbar was part of that '83 draft that we took just before Dan Marino.
Okay. Is that Mosbar's fault though?
It's not Mosbar's fault.
And we took also.
It's not Mosbar's fault.
The crazy white dude. What's his name?
Huh?
We took the crazy white dude. Oh fuck, I can't think his name. Oh fuck, we took him before we took Marino. The crazy white dude. Come on, help me out, man.
We had a bunch of crazy white dudes, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm sitting right here.
We got crazy white dude on this show.
Yeah, I've been drinking because I will remember this motherfucker's name. The quarterback that we took in that draft.
Marinovich?
Before we could have took him before we took.
No. That's later, bro. That's later.
Marinovich.
Yeah, Todd Marinovich.
Todd Marinovich.
No.
Marinovich.
That's not the same draft.
Yeah, that was in. That was in
Todd Marinovich was a Brett Favre draft, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah.
You, like I said.
All right.
Okay, my bad.
That was 90s.
Let's get back on track again. It's Mosbar versus Haynes at this point. We're deadlocked. I'm looking at the chat, man. They're pretty close, but I'm seeing Mike Haynes more than I'm seeing Mosbar. How about this to round out the top 10? Well, we're on 8. Can we put Haynes at 8 and Mosbar at 9? We need to get Mosbar in that top 10.
Let the chat decide. Let the chat decide.
I'm okay with
that. What the chat say?
All right. I think that's fair enough. Let's put Haynes at 8. Let's put Mosbar at 9. Let's not split hairs here. And who's the final entry though in the top 10? That's where it gets tough. Are you going to give it to one of these special teams players? I don't know that Nnamdi is enough to be at 10 just because of the teams he was on. Again, not completely his fault. But again,
I loved it.
Again, Terry McDaniel, Ray Guy.
I had to throw
Ray Guy.
Seabass out there.
Ray Guy's legendary.
Yep. Thank you, Bobby.
Honestly,
thank you, Bobby.
He
That's
is
what I'm talking about.
All-time leading scorer.
Yep.
Okay. No, I get it.
exactly what I was gonna say.
But they have a fucking Ray Guy award, bro. Okay? They give the Ray Guy award to the best punter in the fucking America in college football. Okay, so Ray Guy is the first of his fucking kind. These great punters.
Yeah.
He's a punter, though.
But still.
I was waiting for that.
He's a punter.
But still, though, Ray
he falls way down the motherfucking list of shit that you could do in a football game. Like, yes, you're a part of the offense, and you are a part of the offense. You are.
But does he, though?
A very small part of that motherfucking offense.
No,
Ray Guy. Come on.
Ray Guy's not a part of the offense, bro. He's a part of the defense.
Offense. A punt is an offensive play, bro. It's on fourth down.
No, it's not. That's a defensive play, bro. You're setting up your defense to fucking win with field position.
It's a maneuver to field position. It's not a defensive play. It's a maneuver to, if I can't get the first down, then I have the option of making you start from back here. How far can I punt the ball?
You're absolutely right when you're saying it's an offensive position because of the ownership of the ball. We still have the ball. You're absolutely right, Kane, but it's a defensive play.
It's
because you're trying to put the fucking ball down the field and you're trying to fucking get yourself field position for the defense to not be able
to. But that's an offensive maneuver. That's a part of your offense. Okay, if I can't get a first down, bro. If I can't get a first down, then I'm gonna just fuck it. I'm gonna punch your ass back to the thing. That's still offense.
It's a defensive philosophy, but Kane's right. I mean, it's a play while the ball is in your possession. He's an offensive player.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's a defensive play. You're playing defense when you do that. Mm-hmm. When you do that, when you say, listen, these motherfuckers, okay, they stopped us, they shut us down. Let's fucking get them as far away from the end zone as possible. Is that a defensive philosophy or offensive philosophy?
Let's field position.
But that's a defensive philosophy. Maneuver. It's a field position maneuver. It's gamesmanship.
But the same thing could be said about a kicker as well.
No, absolutely.
Same thing could be said about a kicker when he initially kicks off the ball. When they're trying to kick it off there, that could be labeled a defensive maneuver as well.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. like I said, the ball's in our possession, so technically, yes, it's an offensive.
Okay, so let's not split hairs on this because this is a good conversation. It's a good conversation. We can go back and forth on this. Raider Ruse got Guy at 9.
Ooh.
Here we are at 10.
Thank you, Rue.
I know. I know. There's good points on. I know there's good points on both sides of this. And I mentioned Ray Guy here for a point. I mean, we're talking about players that changed the game. Ray Guy changed the game. Nobody approached the punting position like Ray Guy ever before, and arguably really since. I mean, nobody's really comping Ray Guy.
Nobody really changed the game like Janikowski either.
True.
But everybody,
same shit.
everybody that fucking
Janikowski was a once in a lifetime kicker. Same shit.
You're right. I'm not gonna disagree with you on that, dog. Okay. But every single punter that we've ever had has been compared to Ray Guy. And every fucking punter
Who
that
played
gets
the longest? Who was the Raider the longest? Janikowski or Ray Guy?
I know Ray Guy's got 3 Super Bowl rings.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. Well, you know what? I gotta go Ray Guy.
As soon as you said,
Ray Guy.
yeah, as soon as you said that.
And speaking on last week, how I said accolades, I'm gonna stick with I'm not
There you
gonna
go.
change up. I'm
There
not
you
gonna
go.
switch up. I said accolades, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so I gotta go Ray Guy.
All right.
I gotta go
All right.
Ray Guy.
All right,
But
but-
for me, I have to agree with Bobby with Janikowski. But if we I gotta go Ray Guy.
Yeah, but can we squeeze in Seabass at 11 then?
Yes.
Would y'all be mad at that?
No, I wouldn't be mad at that. Seabass he's the all-time leading scorer on this team, right?
Yeah.
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 And he's a fucking first round number. He's a
Kicker, the
kicker,
first,
bro.
the first kicker to ever be picked in the first round,
Right?
and he was the
Yo.
first kicker. He was the first kicker to kick like a 60-some fucking yard field goal. The motherfucker
He's
kicked
tight, he's
70
tight,
yard
he's
field
tight.
goals. I seen him in
Yeah.
training camp
Yeah.
Yeah.
kicking 65, 70-yard field
He
goals.
Yo,
He gave people like me
to win
a
perfect
shot.
in Napa. This motherfucker could kick the ball football field.
I'm still
You
mad.
know what I'm saying?
I'm
He's
still
done it. Actually, on the kickoff, he's kicked the ball through the fucking upright
Yeah.
on a kickoff.
He's not
You know
the
what I'm saying?
first. He's not the
So,
first one to do that, though.
You gotta
But
give
listen,
it to him.
this is what I gotta say about Seabass. I've
He's,
always
he's the first player to roofie himself. Is that what you're gonna say?
wait.
He did party, dog.
He did.
Hey, we laughing, Ern. We laughing, Ern. We laughing.
Hey, listen.
We laughing, Ern.
No, listen. This is what I'm saying. Seabass might give me my greatest memory ever, because when me and my family decided that we were gonna set up a fantasy football team, a fantasy football league, my cousin had the number 1 pick. Guess what he did?
He took Sebastian
He picked
Janikowski.
a kicker.
Nice.
He
Nice.
took Seabass.
That's a real
On a fantasy.
That's a
With the
real
number 1 pick.
motherfucking Raider fan.
He took the
You need
number.
somebody need to grab him real hard at his t-shirt and his chest and pull him close and be like, nigga, you the real shit. 'Cause when nobody else do no shit like that but you.
And you know what?
You're right, and needless to say, he ended up in last place. But
we talk about jerseys in the stands, and we see Woodson, we see
Brown.
and we actually see a lot of Seabass jerseys out there too.
That's true.
Oh,
Right,
I
man.
love my Buffalo Gals take. Oh, there it goes.
Brown.
Yeah, that's my shit. Brownsville.
Man, so this is controversial because I don't think anybody else has Seabass as high, but I like this, man. I think Seabass showed this organization a lot of love, gave us a lot of fun headlines, and a lot of exciting moments and some disappointing moments. I mean, let's face it. You know, Seabass was,
Fainting in the dance club on the dance floor, bro. Come on.
Nobody can
High
drink
on
like
THB.
Seabass. Yep.
The
Including
motherfucker is
Seabass.
a Raider, John Matuzak style.
Right?
Come on,
Absolutely.
man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I got to go Ray Guy still.
okay. No, we have Ray Guy.
Ray
at
Guy's
10.
already in, dog.
We got Ray Guy at 10. We got Seabass now at 11.
Ray Guy's on the list, man.
Is it time to get Terry McDaniel in here at 12? I feel like this is a little bit overdue, but some heavy competition there. Do we put McDaniel in at 12? Do you put Van McElroy in there? Again, Eric Allen still yet to make the list. You know, so that's what we got left. McElroy, Allen, Leckler, McDaniel, and Asamoah. My vote
Gotta
here.
go McDaniel.
My vote here is for Terry McDaniel. Me and Kane are in lockstep tonight.
I'm with you, bro. McDaniel.
I'm with that. I'm with McDaniel.
Didn't Eric Allen? I think he was third in interceptions or something like that.
Not
I think
career.
all time. Yeah.
Career, yeah. A lot of that came in
okay.
Philadelphia, though, right?
Oh,
No,
okay.
Did you
the
see
Saints, New
McDaniel
Orleans,
play?
right? New Orleans. I mean, he might have played for Philadelphia, but
No, did y'all see Terry McDaniel play?
yeah, dog. That was in the 90s, dog.
That was the best defensive back we had with Van McElroy as a safety.
Yeah, but nobody's arguing
Terry
for
McDaniel was the cornerback.
Yeah, but nobody was arguing for McElroy.
Yeah, I thought it was right. Eric
I'm
Allen.
talking about Eric Allen.
Saying,
Yeah.
He put
Philadelphia,
in the
you're
last
right.
years of McElroy's years, Daniels was the cornerback.
Oh, he was part of
didn't win
that.
a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But he was there.
Eric Allen was part of that
he
Reggie
played with
White
McElroy.
Philadelphia team, right?
Hold on. We're having two conversations right now.
Sorry.
I got Madonna's big dick in one ear and Jimmy fucking Chan in the other ear. Shout out to Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, Eric Allen, majority of that came with the Eagles. He played with the Saints for just, I think, 2-3 years, and was with the Raiders slightly more than that. So Eric Allen, while he's loved on this list, talking about really guys that spent time in this organization, Van McElroy, and who I've pronounced his name like 5 different ways on this show, and Terry McDaniel. I had already put McDaniel in at 12. It seems like we're not settled on that yet.
No, we're settled.
No, I'm going McDaniel.
That's
We're settled. We're settled.
Yeah,
man.
we're good at
settled.
12.
We're cool.
Yeah.
All right. So here at the bottom of the list, it's still tough. You got Van, Eric Allen, Shane Leckler, and Nnamdi Asamoah. Are we going to put Van right behind Terry McDaniel? I feel like those names go well together, but I'm hearing Kane disagree. So why don't you guys make some points?
Leckler?
Wait a minute. Did
No,
you say
no.
Terry McDaniel's still on the list?
No, McDaniel.
You said Terry McDaniel.
McDaniel's at 12. My vote right here at 13 is Van McElroy.
And who's left on the list?
Eric Allen, Shane Leckler, and Nnamdi Asamoah outside of McElroy.
I'm going Eric Allen.
This is tough.
I'm going Eric Allen. When Eric Allen played for the Raiders, man, you know what, y'all? We was talking about hope last week. We was laughing and we all talked about hope. When he played, that was the embodiment of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? That was when John Gruden came. We had Willie Shaw as the defense. Like as a Raider fan, watching L.A., all them garbage ass. Well, not garbage, but fuck up. Not to say garbage, because we went to the AFC Championship a bunch of times. Not garbage.
Won a Super
but
Bowl,
just
bro.
Fuck up. Just no discipline. No leadership. No, just a team of players with no leadership and no discipline. When Eric Allen and Willie Shaw, John Gruden, all those guys came, that was a sense of lead. We saw something different. They drafted Darrell Russell. We in the preseason game, we saw the Raiders play. The defense was hyped up and shit. Eric Allen was a part of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Van McElroy was a part of 2 championships. 31 interceptions with the Raiders. Played with the team for 8 years.
I know he had all those interceptions, and we went to the AFC Championship against the Buffalo Bills 3 of them 4 times. They went to the Super Bowl. Who did they play in the AFC Championship? The Raiders. I know that, but I'm just saying.
Damn, Bruce says we got to put Anthony Newman and Willie Thomas on there too then.
Okay,
and
fuck
Torrey
it. You know what? You want to play like that, Ruth? Fuck it. We can go. We'll put your dude up there. How about that? You all right with that, bro? We'll go Van McElroy. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I like this.
Goddamn, you gonna throw them 2 motherfuckers in there? Come on, bro.
I like this conversation, and I like where Kane's coming from, because during that era, Eric Allen was one of my favorite Raiders on that
Hell
team.
yeah,
I love
absolutely.
Eric Allen on that
He
squad.
was part of that fucking championship team, or the team leading up to the Super Bowl.
Remember, he didn't want to go to Oakland. He didn't want to play in Oakland.
He did not want
But
to
he
come
fucking
here.
did, though.
He did not.
He did.
Gruden talked him into coming. No, he did not want to come here. He didn't. It took Gruden and Willie Shaw was able to bring him here. And he changed. he and Gannon, he was a part before Gannon. He was here before Gannon. And he was a part of the reason that the philosophy started to change around that time. Because we was basically the L.A. Raiders in Oakland.
Right.
And we was still doing dumb shit.
Right.
Man, please see this.
So-
We was doing dumb shit. Like, we still making penalties when we don't need to. All kind of shit, just whatever. But I'm saying Eric Allen was a part of the change of the organization.
Well,
You know what I'm
there you
saying?
go.
So we have to give him that props. But Rue, 31 interceptions, championships. Yeah, we went to the AFC Championship against Buffalo. He was a part of that. All that. We're okay. We can go Van. We can go Van.
You guys
know
cool
what
with
I'm
that?
saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no,
Allen
absolutely.
got to be the next. Allen got to be behind you.
I'll
though.
give you
Yeah.
that. Eric Allen at 14.
Absolutely.
And then Shane Leckler at 15, Namdi at 16. What do you guys think? Or is it flipped? Is
No.
it Namdi then Shane?
No, it's Shane.
Nah, Shane.
It's Shane.
Shane.
It's Shane, then Namdi. Namdi is the last motherfucker on the list to me. You know what I mean? That's just in my opinion. He probably shouldn't even be on the motherfucker.
It's
But
just because
I
Kane
probably
went
could
to
go
one of
through
his
the Raiders
performances.
and find I could find another motherfucker that's better than Namdi. If I really went through all the shit, the history and the Raiders, we can go back to deep back, and you could probably find somebody that's better than Namdi. But
Yeah, we
he
could.
should be the last person on
Definitely
this
could.
list. So
We got sirens outside again.
Oh, you see that? It's because of Kane's
That
hot
on your
takes.
side, Kane?
No, it's on our side.
Kane setting that chat on fire. That's right, man. The fucking fire department coming
You got
through
them
right
fucking
now, man.
5 stars with all them hot takes, bro.
All right,
right.
I'm setting up the final bracket right now so we can see what some of these matchups look like. But yeah, let's talk about, is there any names at all that didn't make any of these lists that come to your guys' mind right now? And that includes everybody in the chat too. Who
Yeah,
did we?
let's see what the chat's saying, man.
Because I know that Rue was out there saying that we left a
did
lot of
James
names out.
Jett make any of these lists?
Hell no.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
James Jett came into his zone under John Gruden. John Gruden, hey, let me tell you something about John
He
Gruden.
was a
John
late
Gruden
bloomer.
ain't never developed a wide receiver, and I know, unless he was on another team that wasn't the Raiders or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he didn't groom one there either. So you came here, you had Bryson Brown, so you had Porter. Okay, so we'll give you that.
And Porter was on his way out.
The dude that y'all just named right there, that's the motherfucker right there.
James Jett.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's the dude right there. We need to. That's him.
I think he was.
Because this dude ain't done nothing else. I mean,
Yeah. I think we edged
You
him out
know-
for Ron Wolf at the time that we were kind of reorganizing this because his name did get submitted. He just didn't end up. He didn't make the cut, I think is what it was.
Hey, it's funny too because Rue brought up the name of Bill Pickell,
Oh, yeah, Bill Pickell.
and it's funny because
Bill
I said
Pickell, hey, good Brew. Me and you go back, bro. We got to be about the same age, bro. Because you naming all the players that I know about. Bill Pickell, yeah, that motherfucker. But you know what? Yeah. It
Rue's
was
just a historian,
People keep talking about Rob Fredrickson and all the line. There was a point in my Raider, and no offense to anybody that's not African American, no offense here, but I have to say this. There was a point in Raider history where we had 3 white linebackers, and nothing wrong with white linebackers. Bill Romanowski, peace to you, bruh. Shout out to you. But I'm just saying, there was a point in time when, as a Raider fan, and it wasn't just me, it was all my brothers around me, we was like, damn, we need a black linebacker that was pre-Mike Jones. So when Mike Jones came, we was like, whoo, it's about time you motherfuckers got a nigga that can run, because the linebackers, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Because the linebackers was like, they was half-assed. It's like, what's up with and then it was Ray Lewis's. We was having all these people coming out, and we was still having 3 white linebackers. And I'm like, damn, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we get one of these motherfuckers to black? Can we get a black linebacker? Then we start getting black linebackers. And I ain't racist, so I don't want to hear this shit
I feel you.
from y'all.
I hear it.
Motherfucker.
Those are facts.
But I'm just saying, not from y'all. Y'all know I ain't racist. I'm talking about from the chat,
I hear
Twitter.
You. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, there was a point in time where we was like, damn, we need some black linebackers. And if y'all, come on now, especially Kenny, you got to, bruh, you got to remember, it was a time when the motherfucker was like, come on, man, we got Rod Martin, we got Rob Fredrickson, Rod Martin, and the other dude, whoever his name was, he was actually Beaker. That was the only one that really lasted.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had Beaker, Fredrickson, and Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And we was like, okay, we need to get rid of Fredrickson and Martin. They ain't working out. Shit ain't working out. And then we went on to draft other players. But I'm just saying, it just there was a time when the linebacking core was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in L.A. coming to Oakland. It was not.
And
be a Raider fan.
And
man,
that time is upon us once again.
Be a fucking Raider fan, man, and go through all the goddamn woes and toils of being a fucking Raider fan for all these years. You know what I'm saying? And only seeing a Super Bowl being won in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? After all these years, because I was 14 years old, so I saw a Super Bowl. I was 11. You know what I'm saying? And then I was 6 or actually I was 7. And I seen all 3 Super Bowls. So just think about going through all these motherfucking years of Al Davis's GM trying to BS, the bullshit we had, the losing, you know what I'm saying? The penalties, the last minute. We winning, but now y'all somebody gonna come back from 10 points or 20 points down in the fourth quarter from penalties and this, that. You lose, just all kind of futility, just the bullshit.
Damn, Kane, you're gonna make me stop drinking again, man.
And wait, but you know what though? Y'all wasn't some of y'all wasn't born, and some of y'all was little kids at the time. You a grown ass man now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Nigga, I'm still going through the shit y'all ain't even went through. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
The last
I'm
time
listening.
I know about anything that was good with the Raiders was Gannon.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's read through some of these.
We feel for you, bro. And we feel for you.
I
feel for you.
Let's cheer up and let's read some of these matchups. So the number 1 seed, Ron Wolf, versus the 16th seed, Nnamdi Asomugha.
Oh, shit.
That's not gonna.
It was nice knowing you.
Later.
Next one is tough. The 8 seed versus the 9 seed here on the bracket. Just going from the top down. Mike Haynes versus Don Mosbar. Man, we already had that conversation. That's going to be tough. I'd like to see where the votes go there. Then you got Lester Hayes versus Terry McDaniel. That's going to be tough. Raider Roo's not going to be happy with that, but Lester Hayes, in my opinion, is probably going to win that out. Then you got Willie Brown versus Van McElroy, George Atkinson versus Sebastian Janikowski. You got Charles Woodson versus Eric Allen.
Ooh.
Damn.
You got, well, here's a tough one.
Did you
Here's
say Charles Woodson versus Eric Allen?
Yeah.
Now that is what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That ain't easy.
And then you got Skip Thomas versus Ray Guy. And then at the bottom of this bracket, you
that's
got
too easy right there. You a kicker against a punter.
no Skip Thomas
Yeah, he got
versus
3
Ray Guy.
Super Bowls, but all he had to do was punt the ball on 4th down. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, and then you got Jack Tatum versus Shane Leckler to round out that bracket. So all 4 brackets have been set. I will begin tweeting these out. Me and the guys are going to determine how many of these we want to put out per week. We're not going to give you the whole first round in 1 week. That's just too many names to vote on. So we'll figure that out. Look for that on the Twitter feed. I will also post it on the website, pj4f.com. We will do on Twitter. We'll do Twitter votes just the normal way, and then on the website, I'll have like a Google survey on there, and then we'll add up the totals, and we'll come back on the air again. If anything's just really close or it's tied up, maybe again we open this up to the panel here to discuss and debate and decide who moves forward. But I think in this first round, you're going to see a lot of one-sided victories, and then as we move forward in the bracket, it's going to get pretty damn tough. So that's where we're at right now, man. These brackets are set. The last 4 weeks, this has been a lot of fun.
Yep.
I almost want to add more categories,
Super fun.
right? So, and it's been great. I mean,
fun,
all the way from Kane's generation down to Bobby's generation. It's been a lot of good conversation and all the generations in the chat. And by the way, Ray DeRue wants you to know, Kane, he turns 39 years old this month. So Ray DeRue is still a young buck, but very well steeped.
You're
on
still
his,
a young
on his,
man.
on
Ray
his
DeRue,
radio
you
stream.
steeped in motherfucking Raider knowledge, bro.
Deep.
I got deep. I got respect for you, bro. Major respect for you, Rue.
So,
you know what I'm saying? You done your study.
Yeah.
You did your study.
That's
Matter
right.
of fact, you the number one. He's what? Ain't he the king of two?
You goddamn right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're goddamn right.
And as hosts on the show, I say we get to vote. We get our one vote each on this. I don't think it's gonna, tip the scales. I don't think it's unfair. We got thousands of people voting on this stuff, so we are allowed to cast our vote and we're allowed to put our voice out there and stuff. So I will be sharing these polls with you guys in the group
Absolutely.
chat. So make sure you weigh in.
I added to this list, like when you first set it out there, I added to the list and I was like,
You did.
Howie Long.
You did.
Bam.
Yeah.
Right away, and that was obviously one of like the multiple duplicates, because there was a lot of names that were duplicated out there. So
Yeah, a lot of those. Who was the most mentioned? I think we looked at it. I think it was Charles Woodson and Tim Brown and Howie Long and Al Davis. I think those were like the top 4 vote getters.
I think it was Brown. He was the biggest one.
Brown.
That's right.
I love that. I love it.
Brown. Yeah.
Brown.
Who
We
was that?
laughing, Ern. We laughing because it's fucking funny.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We have a good time over here.
Write that down. All right. Let's do this. Kane, anything you want to talk about before we get out of here, man?
No, man, it's been good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I do. Actually, one thing, because I don't know how much time I got left here, but the Tom Brady coming to the Raiders. Can we talk about that for just a little bit?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
haven't been able to weigh in on that. We've talked about it, but Kane, I want to hear your thoughts on that.
There you go.
First of all, let me say, Tom Brady coming to the Raiders. All right, that's how I feel. First of all,
okay.
That's how I feel. Green emoji. That's how I feel. But since there's talk about him coming here, you have to, as a person who, follows sports and shit or whatever, think about the shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if the motherfucker do come here, that changes our whole draft complexity. And I know y'all, we going to talk about the draft next week, so I'm not going to even touch on that. I'm just saying that changes the whole complexity of the draft. Now, do y'all think Tom Brady coming here is an option? Really? I do. I'm starting to really think that I'm really starting to think that Mark Davis got big pocket syndrome. You know how you ain't never had no money, you know what I'm saying? And then now you got some money, and you just like, nigga, I'm finna just spend this shit, you know what I'm saying, on the best thing I can. I gotta spend it, so I'm gonna spend it on the best thing I can. I think that's Mark. I think
Story of
John
my life,
Gruden
bro.
and Mike Mayock are on board with that? That's my big question. And a lot of people want to say, and I think Che kind of weighed in on this, or Bobby weighed on this a little bit. But my thing is John Gruden is a person that won a Super Bowl with somebody else's team. Okay? So as a coach, when you do that, your accolade in your mind might not be as good as the people around you look at it as. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you as a person, you like, I won a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't win a Super Bowl with the team that I wanted to win a Super Bowl with. I won a team with a Super Bowl that was already built. I walked into a situation, and I just took that team over the next hump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, in my mind, is John Gruden, like I said, Bobby weighed in on this, and he had a good point, but I'm saying, in my mind, John Gruden wants to build his own arc. He wants to build his, yes, I think so. And I think the reason he went out and got Mayock was because, all this stuff that's going on right now is John Gruden. It's not Mark Davis, in my opinion. Now, maybe the Tom Brady rumors, might be Mark Davis. But as far as the quarterback position, I don't think John Gruden really wants Tom Brady. I just don't. Because if you bring Tom Brady in, you're not running your offense. You're running a variation of Josh McDaniel and your offense. Tom Brady's going to sit down with you and tell you what we could do. That's going to work for me with what we got in your playbook.
I don't think
and
the offense
John Gruden. Please, I want y'all to speak on this, but let me finish. Is John Gruden willing to do that? And I just don't see that in this. I just don't see it in John Gruden. I've been around this dude. We all have pre-John Gruden, and then here, you know what I'm saying, the first time, you know, knowing what he did here, and then go just do the research on his history in Tampa Bay. You didn't follow him, obviously, as a Raider fan, but you can do his research. It's out there. And you'll see that he does what the fuck he want to do. And so it don't mean if it don't work, he don't give a fuck. That's the thing. He's that arrogant. So to bring Tom Brady in here and then say, I'm going to just let you run your shit like a la Peyton Manning in Denver. I'm going to just let you come in here and you just do your thing. And we just going to sit back and watch you. I don't see that happening, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, no matter if Mark Davis is probably the only person that wants Tom Brady. I don't think Mayock and Gruden are on that ship. I think Mark Davis is the person that's on that ship. That's like, yeah, let's do this.
My gut tells me John Gruden wants Tom Brady. I think John Gruden has spent the last, however many years it's been now, looking up to Bill Belichick and what he's done over there. And if he could ride that wave a little bit and get a taste of that, I think
they had a defense, though, bro.
I know. I'm not going to argue all the points of how the Patriots are different than the Raiders. That's easy. That's a slam dunk. But I see John. I'm sort of agreeing with you here. I see John wanting to mold his own quarterback because for years, John's fallen in love with every quarterback, and that's been the joke on John Gruden. And the knock on him is that he's a QB coach that has never developed a quarterback. It's ironic, right? So Tom Brady, I think in his mind, and I don't necessarily agree with this. People have fired at me for having these Tom Brady takes. My take is not that I want Tom Brady as a Raider. My editorial before all these rumors got started was be on the lookout for Tom Brady as a Raider.
Right.
And I told you I'm going to be sick to my stomach
like that.
when it happens.
None of us want Tom Brady as a Raider.
I think
the Pillaging world know.
I think John Gruden on the football side of it sees Tom Brady as the best transitional piece in between the now and the quarterback he grooms. And yes, he brought in Mike to find that guy for him and help him be unbiased in finding that guy for him. But I think he sees Tom Brady as that. I think you're right also in that Mark Davis wants Tom Brady as a business decision because it helps him make that big splash landing in Las Vegas. Okay. And what Tom has left in the tank, we can talk about that. I think he's got more than people think he does. I don't want to hear about his mobility. We've never talked about Tom Brady as a mobile quarterback. That's a non-issue.
Never been one.
All of a sudden, that's the biggest con in bringing Tom to the Raiders. Let's not focus on that because that's always been a non-issue, right? But I can see this happening. But I really think I was feeling like this was happening a couple weeks ago, and I've been told that it is happening a couple weeks ago, even before then. My gut feeling is Tom's really just trying to drive up his asking price to stay in New England. But here's the twist. This is the weird thing that nobody's really talking about. And maybe I'm just looking too closely at this. But it's Bill Belichick that makes the personnel decisions over there in New England. Right. And Bill Belichick is notorious for crossing names off that list when contracts come due because that's just a business decision for him. Bob Kraft is the one you hear talking about this right now, which is really odd. So if Tom Brady lands back in New England,
does that mean Belichick's out?
Does that mean Belichick is out?
Might be.
It's got to.
And
it's got to.
Because Bill's not wanting to spend that money.
Hell no.
He didn't even want to trade Garoppolo.
Bill's focused on creating as much room as he can and bringing in as many players as possible to look at.
But
Bobby, get in here.
But I was gonna say at the same time though, everyone is talking about how Brady wants to get so much money before he retires.
Mm-hmm.
We have to think about it this way, and I've had this conversation with Moki Cerna before. Shout out Moki, is that if he really wants to think about his money, he's not going to think about it in a short-term thing. That's why I don't see Brady coming to Vegas, is because coming to Vegas would be a short-term gain.
Mm-hmm.
Staying where he's at is a long-term game. How many Sony Michel jerseys do you see selling?
It's true.
How many Aaron Hernandez jerseys do you see selling?
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like,
You went deep.
so you got to think about like how many New England jerseys are selling.
Mm-hmm.
Brady is making a killing over there right now.
Mm-hmm.
If he comes over to our side, there'll be a lot of people that will embrace him because they'll think that he'll be there to try to help mold the next quarterback, which
Sure.
he may or may not do.
Sure.
And he could possibly bring a championship, which he may or may not do. But at the same time, he'll be hurting his stock in the sense that his sales will go down. New England is a killing field over there as far as for him.
Yeah.
There's nobody else out there. There's no other competition but him. So he's going to make his money right there. So I could see him coming over here to make money.
Raider, his shit's going to sell.
Here's my thing. And just to play devil's advocate with myself is Tom Brady, staying in New England, going back there. You got to figure that guy's given that organization everything that they have, right? And just to counter your point, Bobby, season tickets earn a lot more money than jersey sales for a team. In fact, that money goes directly to the team, whereas I believe jersey sales go in the pot. I think that with everything that Tom's given them, the organization telling him go out and test free agency is a huge snub to Tom Brady, because I think at the end of the day, he was expecting to just get that check signed and retire and play the last 2 or 3 years of his career in class, to get some class from that organization and some respect. And I think this is, not dissimilar to Tim Brown trying to go try out for the Denver Broncos because he felt he was due that money. Damn. And here it is, Tom Brady, rightfully so. When we don't like talking about the guy, we don't like the Patriots, but God damn it, if he's not due all the money in the world coming on a New England paycheck.
But can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Peyton Manning was getting ready to leave the Colts? Didn't something similar like this happen where they just didn't want to pay him?
Yeah.
Right.
And he just moved on. Okay, so he had a nice little goodbye with the media, and he moved on. I mean, I think there's, I think we got the same situation, though. We got the same situation, same caliber quarterbacks. He's just, yes, he's the embodiment of New England or whatever, but he's about to move on, or at least that's the writing on the wall, so to speak.
Yeah. And if he does,
he's going to leave.
And if he does, you're looking at landing spots. I mean, the teams that have been rumored are, the Colts. I don't think they're close enough for Tom Brady to go there. The Raiders aren't either, for all that. But at least there's shine there. The Chargers are not in play.
Actually,
the Chargers think they're in play. I don't think Tom Brady's thinking about the Chargers. Does he really want to go play in front of a fan base?
Not in
front of a fan base.
Sunny California?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
But
in a dome in sunny California. And if they draft Isaiah Simmons, they draft Isaiah Simmons and they pair him with Derwin James and Bosa, oh my God. Yes. He's looking at the same situation that he was in New England with a top defense and a good quarterback.
And the Chargers got to be thinking, if we get Tom Brady, maybe somebody will finally show up to our games. And then and then out of all the teams that have been mentioned, Tennessee's the closest. But I fully expect Tennessee to.
No,
tag,
hold on. See, I actually looked up right now. It actually says that Tom Brady has interest.
We gotta laugh at that tape. That's some real shit.
Tom Brady actually has some interest in the Tampa Bay Vipers. Because they allow deflating of the balls, ladies and gentlemen.
They do. Saw that. Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah. So
Hey, everybody, let's give Ern a Raider a laugh. A Raider laugh.
Stop bringing that clown's name up on the show, bro. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Pinche payaso.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Camotero.
Oh, to what Bobby was,
Camotero.
hold on. If you guys are confused about what Bobby was saying, this is actually a hilarious take. We were watching XFL downstairs before we got started.
Yeah.
The balls in the XFL belong to the teams. They don't belong to the league. They are not neutral balls. Teams are allowed to do what they want with their balls. And so they're allowed to underinflate those balls.
As are you.
As are you. You can do whatever you want with your balls.
Hey,
right.
you can do whatever you want. You can laugh at
Underflate
your
'em.
balls, too, if they are on goddamn platform and show. You
Hey.
can laugh at the motherfuckers, too.
I had a hell of a Saturday night. My balls are underinflated right now as we speak. As we speak.
And we laugh
Yeah.
again, Mr. Ern, because our shit is funny, motherfucker.
I let the air out them
We laughing
cacahuates
'cause
last
it's
night,
funny.
bro.
Thanks for listening.
Cacahuates. Yeah.
Anyways,
Son of a bitch.
Thank you for listening.
so Kane, to answer the question, I think as far as desirable locations go, Tennessee's in that mix. As a contender, they're most desirable. As spotlight and money in marketing, I think Las Vegas is the most attractive. I think what Tom Brady really wants to do is be in New England, but after that snub, it's going to take money to bring him back. I think he would have taken a little bit less if they had just signed the check right off the bat. But now you're going to have teams like the Raiders ponying up upwards of $65-70 million to get his services. That's where the rubber meets the road, and that's what makes this whole dilemma interesting, and that's why people are talking about it, because now we have a tug of war.
But we got the money to do it.
And we got the money to do it.
We got the money to do it.
So I think it's...
And it won't even, we got the money to do what the funny part about it is we got the money to do it. We could still sign Littleton, Schobert. And, I mean, we could go into the GM, Mike Mayock, goddamn it, motherfucker. We could go into the season looking really, really nice. But somebody need to send John Gruden on a goddamn cruise or a vacation or something until OTAs and just let everybody else pick the players, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't – okay, one other – you asked me a question, and you asked me, do I want to talk about something? I do. Another thing I want to talk about.
Before we move on for
everybody
this,
has been talking about
hold on, Kane.
Derek Carr. Or is that our quarterback? Is Derek Carr our quarterback? I want to say this, and I want to hear from you guys too. I want to say this: Derek Carr can be the quarterback in 2020. Now, with this draft having about 10 good quarterbacks in it, maybe 8 good quarterbacks in it, can the Raiders get a quarterback that might be able to succeed Carr? I don't think so, in my mind. Okay, now, with that being said, can we do better than Carr? Yes. Am I a Carr dash-in? No. Am I a Carr stand? Absolutely not. But I think we could do better. So if we're not going to draft a quarterback in this draft, and I do want to hear from you guys on this because I put a little poll out there, and the poll said we should draft a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear from y'all on this. Do y'all think that we can be a better team with Derek Carr in 2020 and a top-flight wide receiver? Because me and Kenny, I think we're on the same page with this. Like, I thought we would do good with what we had already. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear from y'all because, in my opinion, we could do better than Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? There's quarterbacks in the draft that you could take in the 3rd round, in my opinion, that have balls.
Okay.
That are better than Derek Carr.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying? Jordan Love.
Right. So hold on.
Fromm.
Pause. Kane, pause.
There's quarterbacks out there.
You asked me a question, and now you're answering your question. So We're going to answer this question when we get into draft talk in 2 weeks. We're off next week. When we come back, we will be talking about that. So I don't want to go into that there right now, but related to that and related to the last question you asked us, if this Tom Brady rumor stuff is true, if the Derek Carr trade rumors are true, and the rumors of the Raiders drafting a quarterback again in this draft are true, which of those is the first domino that has to fall? Because one affects the other. You can't trade Derek Carr without another quarterback in the pipeline. You can't bring Tom Brady in here with no suitors for Derek Carr, because now you're stuck with two high-priced quarterbacks. And you can't bring in Tom Brady without the plans of drafting another quarterback behind him. So which of those dominoes, guys, Che, which of those dominoes is first to fall?
I mean, listen, we've touched on this so much, man. And as far as you know, trading a Carr, we talked about it last week. I said, don't be surprised if it happens during the draft, because I think at that point we're going to have a better understanding of what's going on.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Free agency starts March 17th, 18th.
Yeah.
The draft is late April.
Yeah.
You bring in Tom Brady. What kind of leverage now do you have to trade Derek Carr?
It's true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's true. No, I understand what you're saying. Those are absolutely important facts, right?
That's
When
where
you're talking about you all of a sudden you sign a free agent at quarterback. It completely changes the scheme of things. Everybody knows that you're done with the quarterback that you have, and now you lost the leverage that you needed. So in that aspect, if you're planning on moving from Derek Carr, you almost have to do it prior to that, right?
we can't talk about these issues in a silo, which
Right.
everybody has been. They focus on the Tom Brady and they focus on the Derek Carr and they focus on the draft.
Yeah.
But actually, all three of those pieces are
They're all
tied together.
interconnected.
And they have to fall at the right time for it to work out for the Raiders.
But
right?
so let's say this, okay? Here's what has to happen. If you're Mike Mayock and you're John Gruden, you have to get some kind of verbal commitment from said Tom Brady if that's who you really want. If that's who you're really chasing, you have to get that verbal commitment, right? Before you
I believe
decide.
they already got it.
No, and that
That's
might
the rumor.
Yeah.
That's the rumor.
Yeah.
and that might be, bro. But listen, that's what you need. I'm just saying, hypothetically, we don't really know what. We're not behind the closed doors. We're not sitting there with Gruden and Mayock. We don't know what they're thinking. We can't read their minds. We can look at the interviews. We can say, that's suspicious. But that's about all we can do right now, right? But if you're thinking about it just from the fans' perspective, and you're saying, okay, this team might be really ready to move on from our quarterback, you have to have at least a verbal commitment from said quarterback.
I think they
right?
got one.
And that's
Okay.
dangerous.
You have to have
I'm
that.
starting to
It
think
is
they got
dangerous.
one,
It's not
bro.
an absolute, right?
Yeah.
It's not an absolute, but you
Yeah.
got to at least have something that makes you feel a little bit comfortable to try to shop the quarterback you have.
I'm starting
Right?
to think they got one.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not
really starting to
disagreeing.
think they got one.
I'm not
yeah.
disagreeing. But listen, so then you got that handshake. You say, okay, Tom, you looked at him in the eyes. You guys were watching a fight together and you went to dinner and all that good shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what happened, but
That's what happened.
But maybe that's what happened. So you guys hung out together. You said, hey, I really want to come here. These motherfuckers don't want to pay me what I'm worth. And I still feel like I got 2 more years. Okay, Tom, handshake. You tell us, guarantee no matter what happens, you're coming here. Okay, I'll give you that guarantee, Mark. I'll give you that guarantee, Gruden. And then you say, okay, well, now we got to make sure that we get what we need from the quarterback that we have, right? And that means trade bait, right? So how do we make sure that we get like what is necessary for this team to excel? We got to talk this dude up. We got to be on his side. We got to say, oh, man, we don't have no plans on moving on from this guy.
They said
Let
we're
everybody
trade
else.
up to draft Isaiah Simmons. We're going to trade up and draft Isaiah Simmons.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see about.
This is Mark.
We'll see about that.
I don't know what the fuck Mark Davis, because I don't think, in my mind, I don't think Mayock and Gruden are on board with the Brady thing. I think this is all Mark Davis, in my opinion.
We'll
you know what I'm saying?
we'll
I don't
see.
think.
We'll see about
That's
that.
just me.
We'll see. Well, no, yeah. Hey, listen, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like I said, we don't know what the fuck is going on, man. We can't read nobody's minds. So what you're saying, Kane,
Mark Davis picked Carr.
It very well might be
Mark
true.
Davis picked Carr over Reggie.
Okay.
Reggie wanted Bridgewater.
Okay.
Carr was Mark's pick.
Okay. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that that's not true. I wouldn't disagree with that. But listen, getting back to what I was talking about, you make that deal with the guy that you're going after.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's Brady, and then you say, okay, now we gotta sell this guy to people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how do you sell a guy? You talk him up. You say this guy is the greatest guy. He's given us everything that we expected.
Mm-hmm.
We expect to build a team around him. A lot of the shit that we've been hearing, that could very well mean that they're actually absolutely 100% committed to Derek Carr, or it could mean that they're just trying to talk him up because they know people are after him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, we're going to make these motherfuckers chase him. What are they willing to give up?
Yeah.
What are they willing to give up?
Yeah.
And very well could be that there's 2-3 teams that are saying, we'll give you what you want, motherfuckers. Let's get them. Okay? Because 70% completion percentage and all this motherfucking thing, right? And then once you get one of those teams really fucking locked in, then you say, okay, boom, we can pull a fucking trigger. Boom, boom, boom. Then the dominoes start to fall. You trade Carr.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you announce Tom Brady signed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think you draft a fucking quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you wait till
you got a good point, bro.
And I don't think you fucking draft a quarterback in the 3rd round. I think you go after the quarterback probably with that second pick in the 1st round.
Yeah.
If not with the first one.
See, I don't think that's where we got we got a wall built up right there.
Yeah.
I think if we bring Tom Brady in, John Gruden. Now, mind you, you're right. You are right. Shay is correct.
Thank you.
But in thinking about John Gruden's arrogant ass thinks that you could probably draft otherwise in the 1st round. Mike Mayock will probably, be that distributor of that. Be like, nah, and then so if you get Tom Brady, Mike Mayock is like, you got your quarterback. We ain't going that route. We're going defense in the 1st round. So we're going to go linebacker, cornerback, because that's normally the Raiders draft cornerbacks in the 1st round. There's a cornerback that can be drafted in the 1st round. They will draft that cornerback if that's what they think they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the 3rd round, John Gruden, maybe that first pick in the 3rd round is where you could get your quarterback that will be a Jordan Love or a Jake Fromm or Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in that mold that John Gruden can, one of those quarterbacks that'll break run on you and can throw the ball, big, strong dudes that ain't Justin Herbert or Tua, but they the second version of that, which would be a Hurts or a Fromm or a Love. So that's just my opinion. I just think if you don't
think
get
be
one
around
in the
3rd?
1st, then you're going in the 3rd, you're going to get one, or you might trade back with that 19th pick, you know what I'm saying, and then draft a quarterback in the 2nd round that you would have probably could have drafted in the 3rd round, but you're going to draft them early, a la, like they said, Jacobs. Oh, he could have been there in the 2nd, whatever, you took him in the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with a Love or a Hurts or a Fromm, which, in my opinion, are John Gruden quarterbacks.
Right.
The ones that he would take. So that's just me.
It's going to be interesting. And the name that I've heard linked to the Raiders, behind the scenes and early on, was Justin Herbert. It's a name that's cooled off dramatically despite his performance in the last 2 bowl games. He was in the Senior Bowl and the Rose Bowl, where he did really well. And that's a name that could fall to the Raiders at 12. I mean, it could very well fall at 12. I'm not hearing Herbert linked to any teams in the top 10.
San Diego.
Maybe not, but it's going to be a really interesting 2 months here coming up. March to April is going to be a wild ride for Raider fans. While we say all this, Public Enemy just fired Flavor Flav. He was cut from the team. Flavor Flav is now a free agent. Yeah. A move.
Flavor Flav.
Hot take. A move That was long overdue, in my opinion.
Hey, that's what you get for fucking around with Brigitte Nielsen, dog.
Hey, wait, there's no way.
The old version.
You know
of
you had a
Brigitte
thing with
Nielsen.
Yeah, boy, where does that come from? That came from Flavor Flav.
Not fucking-
Yeah, boy.
Dead
that
weight,
came
though.
from Flavor Flav.
Dead weight.
You got to be, you know what I'm saying, an 80s baby. I mean, a 70s baby.
I remember when he got-
I was like 13, 14 years old, and niggas was just shit.
He got arrested
You know what I
for
mean?
beating up a
Public
girl. He got arrested for beating up a girl in the hotel room. Was caught in possession with crack cocaine.
Yeah.
And that was a major hit against
Yeah,
was
Flavor
okay.
a downfall.
Flavor Flav is Flavor done.
Yeah, he is.
Um,
He is.
Kane, I can already tell with the draft coming up, you're well educated. It's gonna be a lot of interesting conversations. Let's park that quarterback talk because I think we're gonna find out a lot here in the next couple of weeks. By the time we get back on the air, we may have some questions answered in regards to this Carr Brady dilemma, and hopefully we could just move forward after that.
There you go.
And hopefully people can accept whatever happens. People on both sides of this whole Derek Carr fence, right? So where am I at? I'm a Raiders fan. I'm on a root for whoever's out there day one. You know, if Derek Carr does end up being the quarterback of this team, I hope that they can put some weapons around him. And if not, I'm going to cringe when I see Tom Brady out there. But I'd be lying if I said that out of the
That's what I'm talking about.
if Carr isn't on this team and you're relying on a free agent quarterback to get it done, I mean, he's the best of the group. You can't argue against that.
It's true.
And,
Hey, you know what though?
It's
Bruh,
tough.
I
It's
love
tough.
that take right there though, for real. Hey, that's some real motherfucking shit.
I mean, that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
That's the you know what? That's a take of a person that's a Raider fan that's just not. I'm not a Carr fan. I don't care if Tom Brady come here. That's what that's me. That's we looking at each other right now, bro.
Yeah, I see you,
We
dog.
on the same motherfucking page,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So-
yeah, because if I like that take.
So that's my Tom Brady take. Very clearly, I mean, if you guys didn't know, I mean, you know,
It'll get spun though.
It'll
I'm
get
sure
spun.
It'll get spun around.
isn't it the media that's supposed to spin shit, not the listeners? But hey, it is what it is. Kane, has been great talking to you this week. Again, Kane's Corner, everybody, brought to you every week by NFLshop.com. Go to pj4f.com, click on the NFL Shop banner. When you buy something, we get a piece of that purchase. Cha-ching, helps keep our pirate ship afloat and on the water. Kane, man, it's great talking to you. I will talk to you again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, boy.
All right, my brothers. Hey, one love and peace out, Raiders.
Raiders. Hey.
Peace.
Peace out, dog.
Peace.
Leg, Kane.
An hour and 35 minutes of Kane's Corner.
Oh, you know
That's
what?
what we're bringing you. Fire.
That's right. That's fire.
Straight fire.
Puro fuego, Holmes.
Puro fuego. Let's take a break, y'all.
Yeah, boy. It's that funky.
I like that funky break. Damn, I had to urinate myself, dog. I had to run to the bathroom, dog.
Me too, dog.
I saw you leave
I had to
twice,
go
dog.
twice, dog.
That's
in,
how
in that 1 second, I had to go 2 times, dog. Fucking coffee and beers ran right through me, dog.
Right? Shit, that's
It's all
good.
about that first one, though, bro. As soon as you give up on that first one,
Yeah, once you crack the seal, dog, it's over with, dog. Dude,
I'm gonna wrap up to that.
that Legend Splendor is fucking delicious, bro. Dude,
Bye, huh?
I thought I was drinking like herb, dude. I was like, this is like stinky, bro. It's fucking good, man.
Let's get that other one. I don't know if you're up for another one.
I'm down for the other one. Fuck it, dude. Go wake it up, dog. Oh, what's up, chat? Let's see what's going on over here. Fucking hardcore. You're hilarious, man. That's right. Brady at 43 does check like Carr at 29. Rue, what are you talking about, bro? You always get everyone fired up, bro. You got me fired up, dog.
The worst is when you're taking a piss and you suddenly get that wild chill and your body convulses out of nowhere and piss flies all over. That didn't happen in my own bathroom right now, but I was thinking about it. I was like,
That's why I said that.
happened.
That's why I pee in the tub.
oh shit,
See, dog? That's why if you ever notice your tub smelling kind of funny, that's because of me, dog.
you're foul, bro.
Hey, well, that's why you don't go to a baseball game or let me use your shower, dog. I'm glad we're on break and this isn't like on the live part.
All right. You guys ready to come back?
Almost, we got a third chela, by the way.
Just got a few phone calls and then let's get out of here.
Can we get this third chela in?
Third one. Yeah, let's do that.
Más,
Let's do that.
más.
All right.
Demasiadas
Demasiadas chelas con che. Coming at ya.
Quiet on the set. And we're back.
Oh.
Unas demasiadas chelas con che.
Yeah, boy. You know, y'all already know this is one of your favorite parts of the show anyway, so why not?
Damn, you're going deep.
Let's go deep. Because we got a variety today. So
Going
we're-
with that trifecta.
We're going in. This is the Altamont Maui Wowie IPA.
It's Maui Wowie, man.
Another local brew.
man. Hey, listen. This is out of Livermore.
Yeah.
Livermore, California.
Altamont Pass. Shout out.
That's right. So this bad boy is a single malt IPA that is light in body and color with soft bitterness. Mosaic and citra hops give strong aromas and flavors of guava, pineapple, and mango. That's what it says. Let's see what it's all about. Oh, look at Bobby. You doing what your boy told you about.
Ooh, I'm stripping this chela nude, bro. Look at this, everybody. Look at this
Getting that label
Pillageros.
off.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The label's dope though. Those, you know what? Them stickers. Those are savers right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a shout out to again.
I'm gonna have to start a fucking notebook and save all the beers
There
that
you
I
go.
drink.
There you
I have
go.
a lot of catching up to do. I'm just saying.
That's a shout out to Moki, dude, because I believe he's the
Shout out
one who
Moki.
gave me the idea of peeling these stickers off.
I didn't even know you could do that. We're going to have to start a wall of fame in here for all the chelas.
I got a shitload of bottle caps saved.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
Okay.
I got something special for that.
So-
but listen, this is a 6.5 ABV.
Okay.
Let's see if they got all them flavors. We're looking for guava, pineapple, and mango. Bobby, you're about to pour yours. I'm about to drink this one.
Guava's a sneaky flavor.
It is.
I want to see if it shines through.
But
I want to see if it shines through.
you recognize it when you
You
taste
do.
it.
You do. Often overshadowed.
Try that right there, dude. You could actually smell the guava, bro.
Oh, you can.
Like it smells tasty. Let me try this out right quick.
Oh, that's refreshing, man.
Oh, it's clear.
That is refreshing.
Ooh,
That is-
snap!
That is dry.
Yeah, it's got a dry end on it, right?
Yeah, it's good.
But it's flavorful. It's light. It's mild. Crisp.
The
This is a summer ass beer, right?
This
Tell me
is.
if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
This is a summer ass
That's
beer.
that's a beach beer all day.
Hell yeah.
Flavor kicks in the door and then it's gone, like your stepfather.
Daddy,
The flavor's like, I'm here. I'm going out for a pack of smokes.
I'll be back.
Oh,
Gone.
he said, I'm here. Oh, you got kids? I'll be back.
Damn, bro.
Fucking stepdads.
So, question is, now that we've done 3 beers, I'll throw a curveball at you. Out of these
Yeah.
3 beers, staring at you in the cooler, which one are you buying?
Oh, you know what? That lushness.
That was nice, huh?
I have to agree with him, dude.
Yeah.
The
I agree.
lushness, bro.
agree.
If I had to make a choice between the 3 beers that we had today, which Lord knows that's never the case, I just bring them all home with me. You know,
Yeah.
I just bring them all home with me.
But plus, that's a player move. Can I get you anything, sir? Bring me the lushness splendor.
Oh, I thought you were saying
And bring one for
me
the-
all of them.
Bring one for the lady as well. No, listen, man. I'm gonna pick the lushness splendor just because it was full of flavor. It packed a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
It was very hoppy, but it was very citrusy. It had that grapefruit on it.
To me, honestly, bro, it had a stony flavor, dude.
It did.
Like a very like a terpy flavor, man.
Yeah,
like
you
from
go.
the herb, dude.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that's what I tasted. I tasted terps. Like even afterwards, just like it just mellowing out on the tongue. Like that flavor just like sat and lingered, and like it literally felt like I just finished smoking.
I have absolutely no problem with that take because I know that that's your specialty, bro.
Oh yes.
So if anyone's gonna be able to pull out those flavors and that character out of a beer, it's Bobby Wasabi.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just gonna throw this out there because my lady, she was like, we're going back and forth. She's like, you know what? Bobby Pre-Rolls is a business. Future endeavors for the Pillaging Podcast. I'm just saying, Bobby Wasabi Pre-Rolls.
Yeah.
Coming to your
Chelas Conche beers
Uh-huh.
and fucking Kenny beats all day long. That's
All
a
day long.
fucking that's
That's the afternoon right there.
God damn,
That's a nice
bro.
afternoon.
coming to your
Afternoon
local
delight.
tailgate.
But yeah, definitely that lushness splendor. It's got a stripper name. It's got bright flavors, and it's got that heavy body with the haziness, and it's not boozy even though it's high alcohol. That beer has clear heels. That's all I'm gonna say.
So that's definitely a stripper.
It's got clear heels,
Yeah, that beer's wearing clear heels, bro.
but it's creamy. Bro.
It is creamy.
It is creamy. But let's get back to the beer that we were talking about. Shout out to Altamont because we're all about that Mac Drizzle. And your boy Bobby Wasabi brought that shit to the tailgate. That shit was delicious. And I mean, every beer that I've had since then has been good, man. I'm not disappointed with this beer at all. Kenny just posed the question, which would I take home if I had to choose one? And I had to choose the lushness because that's right up there with my favorite beers, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly. But hey, cheers to y'all.
Yeah.
Go out there and get you some, man.
Salud.
Get you some Altamont, get you some Alvarado Street, get you some fucking Belgian beavers.
And let's be fair, we don't make enough money to bring home all three, whether it's beer or strippers. So we're picking the one. We're going with the clear heels. Let's let's hit these.
It's not true, hun. It's not true.
Let's hit
not
these phone
true.
calls. No,
Don't
it's
listen
not.
to fucking Kenny, okay?
We're not selling our ladies
Give
out.
me a
for
fucking
some
trouble,
cheap-
okay,
cheap
dog?
date.
God damn it.
Nah, it's jokes.
Jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes.
Our first call comes from the 970. Let's see what they say here.
Good morning, fellas. It's G-Pod.
Oh, G-Pod.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Checking out to see what's the latest news. I'm excited for all the Allegiant Stadium news. I've been watching from the ground up from the beginning, and it is very exciting. Watching the panels go up, that is scary and some exciting shit, man.
Yeah.
Let's go Raiders. Just win, baby. Time for 2020. Let's get it on.
Hell yeah. And those panels are expected to be finished in 2 weeks' time. So
Shit, son.
getting it cracking over there. G-Paul, thanks for calling in, man. Don't be a stranger. We love hearing your voice.
You know, hey, did you see the video of when they installed those first seats for one of those families? I think they randomly picked a family that had bought PSLs and season tickets. And they went ahead and installed the seats for them so they could sit down and they could see their view from their seats.
Oh shit.
The installation looked like it was fucking clockwork, bro. Like I feel like they're gonna install all those goddamn seats in a matter of fucking one day, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We're going to log it down.
they're gonna get it in.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the cosmetic thing because you know they gotta get everything down first, the foundation, all that stuff, and then
It's there. All that shit's there.
yeah, dude. That's why the seats are just like boom, 2
it's
seconds.
just-
And
Yeah, that's easy.
Screw
Sit your ass
that
down.
bitch. In.
This
Sit your ass
the,
down.
the project's going to slow down when we hit the technology. There's going to be so much technology. in that stadium. That's the only part I'm concerned about. It's going to be lit up. Terminals, all the retail spaces.
well, from what I hear is that they're trying to do their damnedest to actually make sure that there's enough data out there, like for streaming and all that stuff for everybody for their phones and whatnot. So they want to make sure that people are able to keep up and to be there, real time, not be lagging or whatever. So
They're gonna have like multiple fucking connections out there.
they're gonna have to, bro. We're all gonna have to wear tinfoil hats or something, dog.
Yeah.
Live
Well,
stream out.
it'll be loaded up with Wi-Fi repeaters and all that stuff. So I'm not too worried about that. Niner fan I know is really concerned about having Instagram during the game and all that.
Well, that's because he's eating his fucking funnel cake, bro.
Yeah. I remember Niner fan when Levi was being billed. Oh, we have USB chargers at our seats. What do you guys have? I was like, cup holders for beer.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
You fucking pansies. Goddamn.
That's all I'm worried
The
about.
fuck you worried about USB chargers, bro? I don't even look at my goddamn phone when I'm looking at the game.
She.
You got too much time on your hand, you son of a bitch.
You trying to charge your phone? I'm trying to charge my liver, dog.
Yeah.
What you think this is?
Shit, we put no overtime over here.
I'm trying to keep fucking security from kicking me out, dog.
All right, let's move
These are facts.
Let's move to the 209. I don't know if this is a serious call or not, but we'll take it.
Hey, James, I got something real quick. They're going to trade Derek Carr, man, for Brady, a second round. You know what? That's going to be great. Thanks.
Yeah, so Tom Brady's a free agent. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
sure,
well, I don't know how you trade him, but
Hey, my man's excited. So
okay, yeah.
we'll leave that where it's at.
All right.
Let's go to the 909. 909. I think this is a new caller. I don't recognize this number. Welcome.
Hey guys, this is Patrick. I'm 36 years old, but I've been a long time Raider fan, and
Okay.
I enjoy the shit out of you guys.
Thank
Love,
you.
bro. Respect.
I just keep it up, man.
Appreciate it.
My only, it's just here's my thing with Tom Brady. Is it easy? Is it going to be easy to accept him if we do get him?
Definitely
No.
not.
Absolutely not. Like, it's going to be tough.
Let me say this, though. The Raiders, I'm not saying it's going to happen, they start out 4-0, y'all going to be accepting that.
That's true. man.
You're going to come
That's
around. You're going
Real
to come
quick.
around. I'm not saying that's a given.
But you know what though, man? I'm gonna take that. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Jerry Rice, I was in like, okay, after 4 fucking games or after 4 wins, I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Jerry Rice is a Raider. And Kane told you about that shit. Kane still don't accept Jerry Rice, even
All right.
though
Well,
you know what I mean.
I'll go deeper. And I'm not saying this again, I'll be clear. I'm not saying this is a given. Tom Brady wins a playoff game in his first year in Las Vegas, people will start to come around.
You're gonna warm up to him.
Yeah.
Can we say that right?
You're not- are
you're gonna warm up to him. You're not gonna be so upset. You're not gonna be like,
W's change everything.
I'll say this. I'll be happy we're winning games, but if I show up and you're wearing a Tom Brady Raiders jersey, I'm going to be
the
like,
fuck out of here,
this fucking guy.
you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Number 12, that belongs to Kenny Stabler, bro.
All right.
Son of a bitch.
Let's give Patrick his due.
But
Good point, Pat.
it boggles my mind
Mhm.
to this very day how people, especially you got some people who who back them up, and we all know who that is, and throw stats at you,
Mm-hmm.
and then say, well, you can't trade a potential top 15 quarterback. You can't potentially trade a top 10 quarterback because he's a top 10 top 10 in stats, and he's better. And then he has the goals, and then people have the goals to say, oh, well, Tom Brady sucks.
Mm.
It just boggles my mind how people go, no, let's keep Derek. Don't get the GOAT.
Mm.
Don't get the greatest of all time.
Mm.
Let's keep Derek, and let's have him throw to the dirt. I never got that. I think
I agree with you, Patrick. I've been saying it all this last year. Football, not played on spreadsheets. It's played on the gridiron.
Yeah.
Derek Carr had a career year last year. How many games did we win? I know defense. I'm not going to reset the whole thing. Let's continue listening to Patrick's call.
Hold on, real quick.
I'm in agreement
though.
with Patrick.
I'm in agreement with what you're talking about too. But listen, Raiders Twitter is a pretty exciting and wonderful place
It's wild out there, bro.
to be in.
It's wild in them Twitter streets, like Bobby said.
It's never a dull moment.
It's never a dull moment. There's a lot of back and forth going on out there. But not that long ago, while all this back and forth chatter was going on, and people were, the Carr haters were throwing the Tom Brady at the Carr lovers, and the Carr lovers were like, yo, Carr had better numbers than Brady. Stats. And it's like somebody said, but hold on. So Tom Brady's worst year was pretty much comparable to Derek Carr's best year,
Yeah.
and you're arguing that we should keep Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? No, as you know, as much as we wouldn't want to admit that.
Yeah.
As Raider fans, you look at it and you say, "Damn, that's actual facts, bro. Look at the fucking numbers; they're almost identical." People are talking about Tom Brady's year being one of his worst years.
True.
They're almost comparable to fucking Derek Carr's numbers, and then that's fucking unfortunate, dog. Okay, and that's what makes us here sitting in front of you say, "The fuck are we doing if we're fucking gonna sit here and recap the same bullshit that we gave you last year?"
The fact that trumps both sides of that, and I hate to even mention this on this Raiders show, can either one of them beat the Chiefs twice a year? That's a sticking point for me. But that's a
rough one.
Think about that. Chew on that.
It's true.
That's one of the
Blue
most
chew.
idiotic things ever. I want to win, and if Tom Brady for 2 years can give me all he can, which he will, then I'm down for it.
We gotta get a sponsorship.
One other
by
thing,
the way.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, and I wouldn't be pissed, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if number 12 or the other pick, we draft a quarterback. And my gut feeling, for some god-awful reason, is that we're not going to get a receiver. We're not going to get the guys that people are really falling in love with. I really feel like they're going to go after – I think they're going to go after a quarterback. I think they're going to go after some of the guys, and the first pick we're going to get is a QB. Because to me, Gruden is being realistic with himself and being honest, and looking over at KC with his boy, looking what they did, getting a quarterback, having him sit, and look what happened. And quite honestly, the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, that was pretty sick.
And to be fair, I mean, the Chiefs got a pretty nice stable of wide receivers, but in agreement again with you, Patrick, not necessarily even what Gruden's saying or what Gruden's thinking. Listen to what Mike Mayock said, and we hit this during the quick hits. Wide receivers in the first round dramatically overvalued, and that goes along with what you're saying. I would love to see the Raiders draft CeeDee Lamb in the first round. And again, we'll be talking about that. Not the fastest guy, but he's definitely a hard worker. He's physical, and he's going to win those contested passes. But if Mike Mayock really feels that way, that doesn't mean that he's married to or committed to the idea of drafting a wide receiver at 12. And I think if you're going to read between the lines, if you're going to do that, that's the point that you can extract out of that. Bobby.
We have to remember that this is a deep wide receiver class when it comes to this draft.
Allegedly.
There really is, honestly, dude. Because I've been looking into this, and I was like, you know what? We don't have to pull the trigger right away in the first round. So I definitely see Mayock's point when it comes to that. It's like, all right, cool. We definitely can hold off till a little bit, down the line, because it's looking like down to like the third round that there's going to be some very talented receivers available. So if anything, Mayock has shown he has proven a track record that he does know how to pick good
all the way up and down from 1 to 7.
All the way down. Yeah. So definitely.
Che, you were going to say.
This is all I have to say to that point, okay? I don't disagree with you, Bobby. There's a lot of comparable like wide receivers out there. There's a lot of speed. There's a lot of fucking guys that have shown good hands, good route running, and whatnot. CeeDee Lamb is one of those motherfucking guys that we're gonna regret if we don't draft him.
Sure.
He is that guy. You watch him. He ran a 4.5.
Yeah.
Okay. He ran a 4.5, which I think was faster than his 40 going into college.
Yeah.
And it was closer to Jerry Jeudy than most people thought, right? And then, of course, you have Ruggs that ran fucking 4.27, right?
Yeah.
That's a burner, okay? But Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs had the benefit of each other on one fucking team.
Good point. Yeah.
Okay?
Valid.
CeeDee Lamb was one guy, okay, by himself. We don't see his fucking partner on the opposite end of the field out there with the top 5 fucking receivers in the league.
Right.
What he run again?
In the draft.
What he run again?
He ran who?
CeeDee Lamb?
4.5.
4.5?
Yeah.
That's good.
4.5. That's not bad. And then, let me just put it like this. Let's think about the wide receivers in the league currently who are considered the best wide receivers in the league. We're talking about Michael Thomas. We're talking about your boy out in Houston. Give me his name. I can't think of his fucking name right now. God damn it.
You're talking about I want to say Andre. That's not his name.
No, that was the receiver before he got there. DeAndre Hopkins, man.
Yeah.
How can I not remember that guy? Because he's not on my team. That's why. But he's largely considered the number one receiver in the league by a lot of people. Okay, both those guys ran under 4.4s, bro. They ran. Michael Thomas, I think, ran a 4.6. I want to say DeAndre Hopkins ran a 4.6.
Yeah.
Okay. And here you got CeeDee Lamb running a 4.5, and people are fucking like, oh, but he didn't run a fucking 4.27. Listen, this motherfucker runs routes. He gets off right from the get. He's got motherfuckers guessing, and he's able to change direction quickly. And most importantly, this guy high points the ball like no other receiver I've ever seen. Coming out of the fucking draft. This guy high points the ball this guy has amazing attributes and ability to get up and get the ball at its highest point. This guy's gonna fucking win in one-on-one coverage anytime he has it.
Yeah.
You add a CeeDee Lamb to a fucking Darren Waller and a Josh Jacobs
And a Renfro in the cut.
and a Hunter Renfro in the slot. Bro, that's it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the fucking recipe.
I'm way more fascinated with the wide receiver speed coming out the cut than I am straight line speed. And a lot of these guys salivating over these speedsters are the same ones that'll complain about drafting guys just based on physical talent alone. But you're trying to project a 40 time into what you're going to see on the field. And Mike Mayock told you at the podium this weekend, that's not how it happens. So this, by the way, let's get back to this. This is a really good call, Patrick. If you haven't noticed, it's the third time we stopped to discuss, and that's because of you, man. So let's
shout out, Patrick.
Let's hear how he finishes this.
Great points, man.
Huge.
That was disgusting. So he knows what he's going to do. I'm with Gruden. I always have been. I've trusted him. He's the last coach I actually trusted. I actually believed him. And when he came back, I still believed in him. And for all you Carr fans out there, it's not personal. It's not personal, but boy, man, when I don't see the fire, when I don't see the fire in him, and he does that shrug like, oh gee Willikers, sorry coach,
Golly,
that doesn't do it for me.
Nope.
And personally, I think he's already checked out.
Yeah, so that's the end of the call. I don't know if he got cut off or that's where he wanted to end it, but it's a good place to end. And here's my thing on Carr. I like the guy. I think he's shown the flashes one more time. I'll say it again. I like the fire Carr has when his back is up against the wall. I'd like to see that in the middle of a football game. I'd like to see that in the second and the third quarter of a football game, when you get outside the scripted play and before you get into a precarious situation. That's what I want to see on Carr. I want to see that fire on every single down. Not when your back's against the wall.
Listen, let me add to that. Because a lot of times we see that fucking fire when the game's out of reach. And that's bullshit, Carr. That's wasted energy, bro. I don't give a fuck what you're doing when the game is so far out of reach that we can't fucking win it no more. Okay? Oh, that's fucking grand, bro. You went out there, you still had energy, you were still trying to fucking put up points on the board, and you added another touchdown or two when you fucking still were going to lose the game and you knew you were going to lose the game.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, bro. I don't want to see that. I want to see that second quarter when the fucking team is pulling away from you and you say, fuck you. You're not going to pull away from us.
Bring it back.
Bring that shit right back.
Yeah.
I'm about to fucking light you up and we're going to score a touchdown. That's the kind of fire I want to see. I don't want to see some bullshit points at the end of the game. You think you're doing something. Those motherfuckers already stopped playing.
I believe those are called trash minutes at that
There
point.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Empty stats. I want
that, man.
I want to. I'm tired of these 3, 4 and outs, 5 and outs.
Yeah.
After the halftime.
Yep.
Tired of that shit. So that call got downloaded. It's going in the archive. It's going in the.
Although I do have to throw in this name in there
Throw it.
because we're talking about wide receivers, Denzel Mims.
All right, hold on. Pause. We're getting far too deep into this draft.
Sorry. Like I said, I was just going to throw it in there.
Just throw the name.
okay.
Just throw the name.
I just threw it in there.
That's
Like
it.
I wasn't going to explain. I just said Denzel Mims.
Go
Boom.
search, people. Go search.
Google it.
we're going to be talking about wide receivers and linebackers. I feel that's where we're kicking off this draft talk. And Bobby's done his homework.
This is gonna be exciting, bro. Hey, this draft is gonna be fucking exciting with Bobby Wasabi.
And Pete, I'm gonna be hitting you up this week.
And Pete's the man,
because I want you coming in. I want you a part of these draft conversations as we go through. Also, we got Chris Wysong at the end of the month too, so he'll be coming in to talk about that. Chris Wysong from Black Hole Banter. They got 3 different podcasts right now, so check them out. But anyways, Patrick, thanks for calling in. One of the strongest first-time calls we've ever had on the show. I just wanted to point that out. So we're going to download that, and that's going in the archive. And, come the Nesty Awards, keep your ears open. Your name might be mentioned.
That's right.
So
keep calling, Patrick.
Keep calling.
Mr. Nesty Time.
Yeah, back that call up. Looking forward to hearing more from you. 435. Let's go to the 435. There's a final call of the evening. It's a whopper. Let's check it out.
What's up, Kenny? Jay, Bobby, Pillagers.
What's up, boy?
Raider Roo.
Yeah.
So defensive playmakers.
There we go.
Now, my list is going to be different than anybody else's, and I'm completely okay with that. So the top, number 1, I got Willie Brown. 2 is Lester Hayes. 3 is Mike Haynes. 4 is Ron Wolf. 5 is Jack Tatum. 6 is Terry McDaniel. 7 is Van McElroy. 8 Charles Woodson. 9 is Ray Guy. 10 George Atkinson. 11 Skip Thomas. 12 Eric Allen. 13 Don Mosbar. I know he just got thrown in there to get him on the list, so he's in an odd spot to begin with as a center. But 14 Nambi Asamoah. 15 Sebastian Janikowski. 15 Shane Leckler.
Okay.
Now, I know, I'm pretty much guaranteed, with having Charles Woodson at 8, I'm going to have him lower than just about everyone else.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
He's got a big chunk of time with the Packers, and I know he did, but to me, Van McElroy and Terry McDaniel did more as Raiders, even though Charles Woodson is going to go in the Hall of Fame, and neither of them will. But for me, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Now, Van McElroy is not even on your guys' list, so I removed Bill Romanowski because Van McElroy, with 31 interceptions, is 4th all-time behind Willie Brown and Lester Hayes, tied at 39, and Terry McDaniel at 34. So Van McElroy belongs. There's nothing you can tell me to believe otherwise. He's on there for me. That's where I put him. Bill Romanowski, I know he's still doing things now, but he misses the list. And I got Sebastian Janikowski and Shane Leckler down at the bottom because kickers and punters just spend so little time on the field, I couldn't put him above these other guys. Now, Ray Guy, I had differently at 9, but the way he changed the game for punting and what he was, I think he deserves to be higher despite that. But
there you go.
Some of these guys were tough. That's what I got. It's been a lot of fun. Can't wait to start voting on this. All right, go Raiders.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, Roo.
Great call, Roo.
Fantastic.
Your list is very different than ours. I'm also very satisfied with your list.
Absolutely.
As well. So that's a fun part of this whole exercise is the different ways you can approach it and the different outcomes. And at the end of the day, they're all great Raiders, so you got to be happy with that. The sad part of this is when we get into the voting, Terry McDaniel and Van McElroy, not names recognized by a lot of Raider Nation, but that's why I'm glad they made this list, and I hope you were listening to this, Raider Nation, because if you did, you got a good education on guys like that, guys that really fly under the radar. So, and it's because of you, Rue, that those two names ended up on the list to begin with. So, hats off to you, man. Big round of applause for Rue.
And real quick, applause to us for listening to Rue and replacing, Romanowski with Van McElroy.
Yeah.
Hey, Rue, listen. We always turn to you for all the fucking historical knowledge, bro. You're the fucking encyclopedia of Raider Nation.
Yep.
And I dare anybody to prove us wrong. I'll put fucking Rue up against any fucking Raider historian. I think this guy got some.
There's a reason why Rue is only allowed to compete
in our test.
In any of the pillaging competitions in 6 months. He's only allowed to compete once every 6 months.
Yeah.
Because if it was up to him,
because we got to test him.
Yeah,
Make sure he's not using it fucking performance-enhancing drugs.
Dude, straight up, PEDs, fucking knocking out all these pillaging fucking questionnaires, like.
We gotta test him. You guys didn't know that we send a fucking cup to fucking Rue after every fucking test.
That's right. He has to pee every time.
He's gotta pee in the cup, man.
Blood type Red Bull. let's hit these shout outs, guys.
Shout outs.
Thank you for everybody that called in.
Hell yeah.
Made this, this show that much better. Shout out to you, Kane. A tremendous conversation in the last few weeks talking about all these Raider greats.
Absolutely.
The first conversation you definitely missed. Your voice is very much needed in those combos. All right, let's do some shout-outs. Shout out to Raider Nick 87, Mrs. San Jose 408, Renfro's twin, Mad Mike 04, Anthony King, Raider Dylan, Super Elbow, dropping elbows all over the nation, Big Thomp 1515, Marcos Morin, Raider Nug, Vincent Lobstein. Make sure you follow that new account, everybody.
There you go.
Shout out to Raiders VGK. Running Raiders, shout out to Chucky's Thugs, Desert Dweller LV, Raider Henry 78, and Dustin Stockton. Excuse me. On YouTube, shout out to Micah's Vlog, Mr. Killjoy, Jason Whitaker, Independently Blind, Robert Garza, and Eli Curry. Shout out to you guys. And for the donations this week, big shout out to D-Man. Shout out to Michael here in the chat. And shout out to Raider Roof for the money. We really appreciate that. We are building the pot right now. We're going to be doing something very drastic with the studio, hopefully this offseason. And that's where your money is going. So for right now, it's going to sit there as an investment. In the meantime, it's paying for Libsyn, which means you get to hear this show. So every dollar counts, guys. Again, $1 per show is all we ask. PayPal.me/PJ4F. Or if you join the live stream, you can donate straight through YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Chady, you got some IG shout outs?
Man, I thought I did, but my phone's not loading right now.
You need that Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, I know. I fucked up. I should have gotten that at the break.
Yeah,
that's my fault. That's my fault.
We've been more active on IG lately. Make sure you guys follow us there.
It's my fault.
You get some nice cut-ups of the show. These guys are working hard. Bobby and Shay working hard to get you guys some nice video edits and get that out on social media. Some bite-sized chunks and some jokes, if you will. So make sure you follow us on IG and help support the show. Again,
jokes and jokes.
If you like these clips, if you like the show, if you're a pillager and you're diehard and you want to see this show grow, please share and put these links out, put these videos out, help us out, be a part of this pillaging street team. More on that later. Che, I think his phone just loaded.
Yeah, it just loaded, man. Hey, you know what? My service isn't that bad.
Hit him.
So real quick, let's get through these. We got Chairman Dust. Shout out to Soto Dowie. Shout out to Spec with a double K.
Because you gotta put some respect on his name.
You gotta put some respect
with that K
on my name. And you know what, man? Let's give a shout out to KM PS Shots. Okay, that's one of our other followers.
All right. Yeah. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Cool.
I don't want to get too complicated over here.
All right. Chase 3 beers deep right now.
I am.
That's right. He could barely sit straight.
He's holding it, though. He's holding the line.
No, you know what?
He's holding the line well. I wouldn't know, to be honest.
I drained the lizard already, bro. I'm sitting still right now.
You did.
That's right.
If I had to go to the bathroom again, I'd be moving. Definitely be moving.
On that note, that's it for this week's show, everybody. Tune in wherever podcasts are found. Until next week, keep the wind in your sails and the rum in your mug and pillage on Raider Nation. This has been a production of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network. I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always
by your boy, Che.
And Bobby Wasabi.
And we out here.
Hey.
Go Raiders.
Raiders.
Like a freight train coming, you're blowing the town. Like a diesel motor, you never shut down. With your pistons pumping, you're mowing them down. It's a sight to see, they all lay their money down. When you're gone, mama, hell, you ain't acting right. When you're gone, mama, I can still see your eyes. When you're gone, mama, this'll be my last goodbye. When you're gone, gone, gone. When the sky is gray and the night sets in, it's your cue to do it all When you're gone.